What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? Matt and Roy and Gabe, ESC United, your favorite Eurovision channel. We're here. Roy, what day is it?
The 8th.
8. Thank you. It's day 8 of individual rehearsals, which is actually the last day of individual rehearsals. But of course, we got still over a week of action going, so don't you worry. And today, for the first time this year, is Gabe here joining us. How you feeling, mate?
Hello. I am good. I have, after a long time away, I missed you all very much. It's really great to be here. I've been sitting in the stream all week with such massive FOMO, going like, oh, I miss you guys.
Well, we missed you too, and no pressure. But if you don't do well, we'll talk later. No, I'm kidding. So we are here today for the Big Five, and of course the host nation rehearsing for the second time, and especially not going to you, Gabe, again. This is like the first time you will get to see like the whole shtick. You've seen probably the short snippets on YouTube, I assume.
Yes. So I mean, I've seen these little bits of rehearsals, but to be honest, the thing I'm excited about is I'm basically prepared to have a completely like authentic first reaction to actually seeing these performances, because obviously we haven't even seen the full production like 30-second snippet which they post on YouTube yet. All I have is that, the camera in the arena thing, which really tells you very little. So I'm excited. I want to see, I'm really excited for Italy. I'm really excited to see, because based off what everyone said about France, I feel like we might actually see 2 potential winner candidates this morning. So I am so excited.
You've come to at the right time then. And I want to say hello to a bunch of people in chat already waiting. Ozero says, hi, Roy, Matt, and Gabe. Lana is saying, good morning, guys. Special hello for Roy, my new friend on Twitter. Oh, you got a new friend, Roy.
Yes.
And I see Let's Dance is here. Ren auf Deutsch, Rye Mapper. Thank you so much. You see all the ones in green are our members here who joined the membership on YouTube. If you want to support us, by all means, you can do it that way via Super Chat. Or if you don't want to do that, we also have a link in the description box if you want to send a donation to keep this channel going and live, because that is one part. But if not, that is fine as well. An alternative way, which is very, very helpful, is like this video and comment on everything that we put out, because that helps the algorithm and that helps us stand out. And otherwise, we're just gonna end up dusty in some lonely YouTube corner, and that is not what we want. So, was Connor kidnapped by ERT? Hi, Gabe. Lovely. I had to replace him after this whole dilemma. No, I think he'll join us in just a little bit. I'm hoping I didn't give him the wrong login, but he should be here. I think he has also interviews today. So forgive me. I don't know exactly his schedule right now, top of my head, but he'll pop in sooner than later.
As a great woman once said, we love the Greece. We play their music at our weddings.
Exactly. There is no bigger compliment than that. Isn't that right? So, and I watched My Big Fat Greek Wedding. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. So I think, of course I love it. Do you want a Big Five country to win? Well, Gabe, there's maybe a slight bias there, but even putting the UK aside, do you want a Big Five to win? Connor's here.
See, you're forgetting something about British people, which is our fundamental hatred for ourselves and everything to do with ourselves. And we think that everything that we do is terrible, until every now and then we very suddenly think we don't. Like, for example, the England football team, but only in 2018.
I remember that.
To any Croatians in the chat, it still hurts. It still hurts, and I haven't forgiven you. But yeah, so I'm excited to see what the UK has to offer in terms of seeing winners today. I think we're going to see 2 top 5 candidates today, and potentially maybe a shock top 10 for one of the others. I think everyone knows that Italy and France are the big favourites here. I think people are underestimating some of the other countries. I think in particular the Netherlands, people are just passing over completely. I think it's a unique song. It's really interesting. I really enjoy it. I think that could do better than people expect. I think actually the UK, it's a song. It's fun. I enjoy it. It's a lot better than the usual, rubbish that we've been a bit prone to sending. I mean, we've come a long way since Electro Velvet. Luckily, that fever dream has long since ended, and let's hope it stays that way. And then you know, like if you take Spain and Germany, it's again like Germany, it's fun, it's quirky, that kind of thing can really jump up the televote in a way you don't expect. In Spain, is like it's a ballad, and Blas is an incredible singer, and it's just I have no idea what's going to happen this year, and it's so exciting.
I know.
And there's so many things.
I know we were talking about it yesterday. You don't have to answer it yet. We'll talk about that throughout the thing. Like, could it be the first time since 2013 where a direct qualifier is not going to become last in the grand final? Ireland 2013 was the last time when a semifinalist actually came last. We'll see about that. But I just want to say a quick good morning to Connor. How you doing, buddy?
Good morning. I have been holding, and this is so TMI, I have been holding in a burp for like the last 15 minutes because I just left my interview with John's Tears. And so I was like, and I had a Diet Coke. I've had like almost like 3/4 of this. And I was like, hold it in. Please don't burp in front of John. Please don't burp in front of John.
Same boat.
But
So,
otherwise, I am great. I got to sleep in a little bit, like by like 10 minutes. So I feel 10 minutes more awake than I did yesterday.
Nice.
that's fantastic. I know most of you know that by now, but in case not, I just want to read everyone the news that came in yesterday, and that we're going to have our American Song Contest now officially on American Network NBC. I'm going to read the announcement real quick. The Eurovision Song Contest is going stateside as NBC secures the American Song Contest. Based on the world's largest music event, the American Song Contest will feature live original musical performances representing all 50 states, 5 U.S. territories, and the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., that is. In the best Eurovision tradition, they will competing to win the country's vote for the best original song, and the live competition consists of 3 rounds as the acts compete in a series of qualifying rounds, followed by the semifinals and then the ultimate grand final, where one state or territory will emerge victorious. In addition to fan votes, a jury of music industry professionals will also lend their expertise to the competition. And then I just talk about who's involved: Christa Bjorkman, Anders Linder, yada, yada, yada. Producers have experience, blah, blah, blah. Martin Osterdahl gives his statement, blah, blah, blah. Now we're excited. Okay, anyway, that is basically, in a nutshell, we're going to get more specifics in the near future. I got to go to my American peer here. Connor, what are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, when I got the actual news, when they were like, it's on NBC, I was like, big shock there. Like, I mean, NBC is the one who owns The Voice. I forget, I think it's Fox who actually does American Idol.
Yes.
But especially knowing that I think the executive director or the person who is now going to be the executive director of the American Song Contest is also the director of The Voice. Makes complete sense. I have a lot of questions about the the pre-qualifying shows and a semifinal and a final, because that's a whole lot of work, especially when you have a song contest that's starting off on its like very first foot. Especially I think The Voice and American Idol and X Factor and America's Got Talent are all struggling right now in terms of like low viewership and like trying to keep people engaged. So I'm just curious to see how well received this is going to be, simply because the other shows, I mean, like especially American Idol, ended for a reason, like, 6 or 7 years ago before it got rebooted. So they have an uphill battle, but it was very entertaining to watch all of the Eurofans' reactions yesterday about who they thought was going to be the Italys, the Swedens, the like Frances of the America. And they also came for Oklahoma. So for all of you people who are sleeping on Oklahoma, if you've ever listened to Reba McEntire, Garth Brooks, the All-American Rejects, the Flaming Lips, they're all from Oklahoma, and you're welcome.
And you're welcome. So there you go. Yeah, I don't know exactly how it's all going to pan out. I'm just worried that they're trying to turn it into a Voice or American Idol light, because from the way I read that statement is they are going to have a jury panel, like, they're going to have 3 judges and then comment on each song and then influencing everyone voting. And I hate that concept so much. Don't influence them a certain way. If you're going to shit on one song, then no one's going to vote for it. And I don't like that. So
I mean, let's be real here. It is just going to be, I'll censor myself, a crap show. And I don't mean crap show in that like it's going to be awful and no one will watch it, but I mean like it's literally going to be musical chaos. I think, especially for the first year. It'll be interesting to watch on our side. Maybe we'll get invited for Impress since it will be in country, but I don't have a lot of high hopes. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, that's exactly what I don't have high hopes. I just don't know how they will really put that into some kind of format that will work for Americans, because they're just not used to Eurovision. So you cannot just make an exactly American vision in the same concept, because the qualifying rounds, it sounds very much like just a one of those talent shows with a twist, if you will, because it is original content. So that alone is cool. But then again, will that work for the Americans who are used to having familiar tunes, right? They love to hear the songs and music that they're already familiar with. So having a song that they've never heard of, will they get attached to that? Or is it just, I don't know. I mean, Eurovision wasn't like born in Europe in 1956 and was like, wow, that is what it is today. It was a very, very small thing, So they have to basically start from scratch again. So we'll see.
I think it's going to be interesting, but particularly when you think about the smaller states where state identity is a bit more important. So for someone like Wyoming, I mean, there's only 12 people in Wyoming, but they
17.
There's
17.
At least 22.
Okay, let's call it even at 17, right? Bang in the middle. So for the 17 people in Wyoming, in all seriousness, those states, I think, might end up taking it quite seriously, as they'll see it as an opportunity to market themselves in quite a big way, in the same way that we see certain European countries doing that. It's a rare window for small states to achieve an equal platform with bigger ones. In the same way that you'll have Sweden and France and Italy and these traditional, big international countries that have millions.
Finish your thought. Sorry, Gabe. Italy is starting now, so we got distracted here a little. We talk about that in just a little bit.
Yes.
So make sure all of you online to refresh your screen to see the rehearsals. So he changed his outfit a little bit, right?
Oh, look at that.
It's red. Yes, now he's still shirtless, but he's wearing suspenders now, like red, long. Like this. Hang on. Both get all excited. They're all now wearing red, and they're wearing suspenders, and he does, and they're all wearing red now, which looks way better in my view. So the staging obviously is the same, but they have much better outfits. I love the outfits.
That's an interesting outfit choice, yeah.
I like it much better.
Oh yeah, this is way better than just shirtless.
Yes. With a tie around his neck.
This is also, well, they're all in red, I think.
Now they're all kind of dressed the same.
Oh.
In the first rehearsal, that wasn't the case.
Yeah, and it's like their outfits are like grunge. Like they've all got like grommets and like ties all down their outfits. That's way better. That was my big concern about the first rehearsal I watched, was that they all seemed so constricted in suits, and I was like, why are they in suits? Why do you have a rock band in suits?
He's also like wearing a collar or like a choker around his neck.
Yeah, I think this is a lot more of a polished performance when you compare it to, I mean, the reference points we have, which are things like Georgia 2018. It's a lot more polished. I think the song is better. The live performance, I'm actually incredibly impressed with how, it quite far outstrips the studio version in my view. Like, this is really, really impressive.
They actually made some change to the camera work from last time. It's a lot closer as well, because it still feels like a concert version, of course, but it has a lot more like camera-friendly camera work.
Yeah.
Well, it feels a lot less red, like in terms of lighting.
Even though they were red now.
No, I mean like lighting-wise. I mean, this part right here is still very red, but I think when I watched the first rehearsal, it was very red for a long time.
Oh, this is way better.
Yeah,
like
that's a lot has changed.
We zoom way more in on Damiano, and like that makes it easier for the watcher to connect with the song and the singer.
At the same time, what I would say on the camera work, we haven't seen any interaction between the vocalist and the camera, like
Yeah,
directly since the start of the song. I'd like to see a bit more eye contact and a few more close shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. We said the same thing last time, so they got to work on that as well. But I will say, and I'm notorious for the one that is like the biggest critic of the song, right? That was damn good. That was like that's how you sell the song. That's how
Yeah.
you sell a song.
And he does a death drop at the end. Well, not a
Yes,
death drop, but
not
a
the death
bass
drop, per se. Yeah, like
does
a
fake
minor.
version of it.
That was fantastic. Like I was kind of
Yeah.
feeling it. I'm like, oh dear, this is how you sell a song. That was good. Like as I was saying last time, I know you didn't see the last rehearsal, but they were looking. They had very different outfits, and the camera work was kind of, I wouldn't say sloppy. That sounds a little harsh, but certainly not as tight. That all changed a whole lot. The lighting, all of that, and I was like, this is what I mean. And I'm like, yeah. What do you guys think?
And I'm sure the press chat is like, "Where's the fire? Where's the fire? Where's the fire?" Well, it's the first run of 3, so like, there's obviously not going to be any fire. But yeah, no, I only got to watch one run of Italy because I think I had an interview in between Italy and Germany or something. But that is impressive. I stand behind my fact that I still think that Italy could still win this year.
Yeah,
So-
I have changed my mind on that front now. I think with this run through, they massively changed what I thought or what they had before. They connect way more with the camera. Like the camera gets way closer to the band, and the band is very intriguing. And Damiano, when he has like the parla part where he just starts screaming nearly, it's way better done. And yeah, I think they're definitely in it now. Whereas previously I was a bit still on the fence, but I think they could maybe win now.
So I think top five is pretty much nailed on. I'd be really shocked if they didn't make top 5. And I can see there's certain countries where they'll do incredibly well from the televote. These are countries where this kind of music has a long tradition, where it's very popular. The UK and Ireland are good examples of this. It wouldn't surprise me if we saw 24 or close to 24 from those countries to this song.
Yeah.
Which is already almost 50 points. But there's just, I don't know, I can't see this genre of song winning, much as I wish as it would, because it's great and I love it. I cannot see it.
So, and yeah, I can only repeat what I just said is, I mean, here's the thing. The song will never be for me, right? I mean, it's just what it is. But before, I was like, I don't get the song, and I'm not sure why people get it, right? Now I'm like, I may not like get the song, but now I get it why people like it. I think that's the best for me to describe it. Now I get it why people would be into this. Absolutely. So, and that is very, very important. So it's coming together, and we'll see how it's going to pan out. You guys think there's going to be some movement in the betting odds? I mean, they were already second anyways, right?
The betting odds do not matter. Stop bringing them up. Stop it. Stop it.
Stop it.
But you're wrong. They
drink.
matter when the songs that I like move up. But other than that, they don't matter.
Yeah.
Everyone, take a drink. Matt said odds.
I already finished my water, but
Well, it's going to happen. So I'm just beating, everybody else to it. If you have any questions about Italy staging or anything like that, at ESC United in the chat, please let us know.
Someone in the chat is saying that the only reason we are standing Italy right now is because the lead singer is attractive, and the answer to that is actually no. That's 100% incorrect. It's a stunning package, and wait until you watch the rehearsal video.
Yep.
Yeah, you'll get it. And this was not even 100%. I will say, Gabe pointed out, and it was the same issue we had before, the camera connection, all of that is not quite there yet. But the third run through today, the last one, is the deciding one, because this will the one be recorded for in case, COVID and they cannot perform. That's then the performance they will use rather than the recorded version that they did at home. So they will give their all in the third run through with all of the effects that are available. Thomas Labrie is saying Italy won't get enough jury support, I think, to win. Though that was one of my concerns initially as well, that Italy won't have enough jury support. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I can see that being fair. It's not the most like I don't know, like as a jury, like it's already difficult to go for like a rock song more, but it is also very quite basic with the chord pattern. So I can definitely see it getting some sort of points, but not a whole lot. Like there's so many other songs that juries would rather go for than this package, I guess. So yeah, they might struggle a little bit with the juries, but also there will also be some rock fans or some metalheads on a jury, or just a radio DJ that like plays a lot of rock music and they will like it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
and
gonna
I
be
do.
interesting.
Yeah, the also the jury voting has been adjusted a little bit. So if you really hate, like let's say you hate Italy and you put it in last place, it's not quite as impactful as it once was, because your higher ranked songs have take more of a priority. Like they have this new formula that they put in place. I don't exactly how it worked, but certainly if you cannot downgrade a song too much.
So
Yeah, well,
there's
and
somebody. Sorry, go on, Connor. You go.
I was gonna say that just really helps them out, because if there are people out there in the jury pool who just really hate rock music, they are not going to be penalized for not being someone's genre. If someone puts them in 26 slots, but everyone else puts them in top 10, they're still going to get a high, jury standout, even if one person on every jury puts them last. And that really plays in their favor, because as long as they have enough jury support, I see them getting a high televote from this performance. And it could be one of those, they're not a jury winner, but they are a televote, and they have enough points to take the win.
Yeah, if juries don't go for this and Finland, then there need to be a reevaluation how the juries judge song. No, that's not fair. I mean, if the juries like Finland better, that doesn't mean that's your opinion. If you think Finland is worse than Italy, some people may say the opposite. So I don't necessarily just if they go for Finland over Italy, I don't think that's necessarily a reason for them to get mad at them.
And they are two different genres. Don't forget.
Yeah.
Oh, is it started?
Yeah, it started again. Sorry. So, in case you're wondering, he's walking on stage, basically, from where the stage kind of separates the door thing. That's where he starts walking onto the stage.
Just waiting for it to. Oh, there we go.
And then, yeah, it's like a 30-second delay.
Do you reckon I could buy those big doors at the start for my flat? Can I have them after the contest is done?
I like them too. So, let's see. He did good eye contact when he walked on stage, so that would work out. Now, during the first chorus, he's like being playful with the guitar players.
Yeah,
playful in a very loose term.
I'm not sure if it's meant. I'm not a big fan of how the backlighting of the flashing lights on the stairs, the way it feels like they sort of Connor's the professional here when it comes to lighting, so tell me if I'm talking out my backside, but it feels like it washes them out a bit and you have some sort of dead space where the screen is just like really bright and you can't quite see anything.
Yeah, I mean, there are some issues where it's a little too bright at moments, but I think that, like, this is going for like high energy rock staging, and so it's not as bad because it's kind of it's quick flashes versus like the issue with like Tuesday staging where it's like 30 seconds of just bright light.
Right, yeah.
But it's also, I mean, it happens for like 30 seconds on their performance, and then they go to just more impact lighting, basically.
They will put Italy could be a potential, like if Italy comes in second half, this could be a song that we're going to put in the last three probably.
Yeah.
In the running order, I just have a feeling.
And with the red light, with the red lighting, the stair lights look a lot better.
Yeah. Victoria's like sound thing is hanging by like its cord.
And I love how the staging is black and white for a minute, red for a minute, blue for a minute. It has levels.
This is a live song. Like, it's so much better live now in this one. Because Sanremo, I didn't feel it quite as well, but now this polished version is really, really good, actually. Melanie's in the arena. She must be having the time of her life in there now.
Yeah.
Oh, Melanie's out there like.
I'm so jealous for the people that get to see Finland and Italy be performed live.
Oh, wow.
That would be reasons for me to go.
Yeah, they're gonna be good. Now that was definitely a really good performance, and everyone, we will put some of the clips, like a short snippet, some pictures on our social media on ESC United, Twitter and Instagram. So make sure to follow us on there to get the scoop. Just letting you know.
I feel like I've replaced Roy this morning, and I'm like jamming out to rock songs, and he's just chilling.
Am I gonna have to do the rite of passage and do what you guys have done and like sing a song at some point?
You didn't hear me. I was trying to sing some of the lyrics as a non-Italian speaking individual.
I was very wrapped up in it. By the way, it's the person who keeps like shouting, like, Gabe, who do you think is going to win? France, or I reckon Iceland has more of a chance than people think. But if I had to say someone now, I'd say France.
First of all, thank you so much, Louis Frith, for your super chat and support. Really appreciate all of your coverage, especially from those in the other time zones, those alongside day jobs. Thanks for the entertaining commentary. Well, I'm glad you interpret them as entertaining. I usually think of them as annoying, but hey, whatever works for you.
Luckily, you were only talking about the Americans.
I know. Do you think that the lack of a full stadium will hurt Italy? Sonia Meyer is asking. What do you guys think? I personally don't think so, because the camera shot just do a good job not making that an issue.
I would have worried about that with the first rehearsal, because there were a lot of wide shots and a lot of shots of the arena, and like then you can definitely see the emptiness. But in this run through, they definitely fixed them, and it's way more up close and personal, and it's way more on the stage. So I don't think it will matter that much, really. No.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here what other questions are out there. Royce, what you?
Can I bring up the odds real quick, because I see that Georgia hasn't moved the spot, so it's going to be Tbilisi 2022. Let's go.
Yeah, the odds work in reverse, right? The lower you are, the more tipped you are to win. Okay.
Well, the bigger number you have, that's like your betting odd points.
That's
and the more points you have,
in the
better.
Yeah. Let's see here. Is it correct that the Big Five will draw will take place in the press conference today? More often than not, yes. So usually it is today where they will draw their positions, but that's not always the case. We've had it where they've done it on the red carpet, which is tomorrow. So if you don't get it today, it should be tomorrow. They will have to have it usually before the semifinals take place. So within the next, in the near future, that's when we'll have it. So hopefully today. Let's see here. Do you think an audience would help Måneskin more because of the atmosphere? What do you guys think? Like, even not just even the camera work, but just giving Måneskin energy. You think that would be a good thing?
Wait.
Honestly, yes, but I think you can say the same for most songs. To be honest, I think people are adapting to it in different ways. But I think I can think of probably 10, 15, 20 songs that would, benefit just as much. So would it probably add to the performance? Yes. Would it give them any kind of net benefit? I think very unlikely, because it would also give most of their closest rivals an equal or greater benefit.
True. Which spot did the Netherlands draw? Patrick is asking. 23, right?
Yep.
23. Yep.
Yes, 23. So they got a good running order, which also, I know they're going to rehearse in a little bit, so I'm going to actually ask a question later. But I ask it real quick. A lot of Dutch folks, everyone Dutch I ran into, were very disappointed by the staging, that it was not what they envisioned. I liked it. Connor Roy, you saw it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think what they're probably disappointed about is that for like the first half of the song, it's very gray and very empty in a way. But like, I think what they try to do is that like, are they starting again?
Yes, they're starting again.
Okay, I'll talk about it after the rehearsal.
Okay, we'll do that. And this is a very important run through. This is the one they're going to record. So if there are any for like in case of live to tape situation. So if there are any fireworks, pyros whatsoever, it would be this run through.
Hi, Sean.
Yes.
Hi, Sean. Thank you for your super chat. Hope you're
We
feeling
love you,
better.
Sean.
You gave us a super chat?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
When Sean
thank you.
supports the channel he works for.
Okay,
So
take
we
a lesson,
expect
guys.
Pyro on this run.
Hey, I made us like $60 or like $70.
I said, let's dance. It's lovely to have my first cup of coffee with you. Thank you for your work and love. Stay safe. You do the same. Thank you very much. Okay. So there, by the way, we have a little bit of smoke effects to the side of the stage. It's not like covering the whole thing, but there's like a little bit.
Yeah. See, at this moment, there's loads of eye contact, but these shots direct onto the singer where he's making eye contact, they stop. Like, there doesn't need to be much of it. I just wish they kept doing it through the song. But there's loads of it in the first minute, and then there isn't anymore.
Okay, I think I'm back on board the Italy train.
It's funny how it can just change from one rehearsal. It's just the packages. It's like they really like, okay, take this out, change that. They know exactly what they needed to do.
They were definitely making a smart choice by putting this first in the rehearsal order, because I am awake now.
Yeah, I know, right? Ooh, this spinning camera that makes me a little dizzy. Okay. I haven't seen any pyros yet, but lots of flashy lights and red lights.
I'm sure that if they show up, they'll show up at the end.
Yeah.
Because the big finish.
Low res effects as well, in overlay, reinforce. It's like a seizure.
That's the pyros now. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, and the rain.
Spoilers!
And the pyro shower is happening at this point. Yes.
Pyro curtain, I think, is a technical word.
Pyro. Oh, and more flamethrowers.
I'm waiting for it.
Oh, this is boom. Oh, oh, oh. Oh
There
my
it
God.
is. Yeah.
I'm so fucking Måneskin was behind it. Oh, hello. Fire.
Something always my hair's gonna catch on fire again.
It's like,
That was Finland, not Italy.
They added
So,
the flamethrowers next to the fountains now, and not on the sides.
floor pyro.
Yeah.
that looked epic.
So I think Italy spent the most on the pyro budget this year.
Yeah.
Yes, so they're bankrupt, but they want to win this. They want to win this.
Yeah.
Italy has entered my 10 potential winners ring.
Damn, it's going to be very fascinating because let's just assume the odds and the band polls are right, and it would be like a battle between Italy and France. What a contrast, huh?
I know,
This-
which is, I think, something that's so exciting. Not that necessarily we're seeing like a renaissance of the Big Five, but like that it's such a switch to see the Big Five be so competitive again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because like prior to a couple of years ago, like yes, Italy would show up and France did pretty well in 2019, but then Germany, UK, and Spain all came in the bottom five together. Versus this year, like they didn't show up like to just show up. They showed up to like destroy.
Yeah. Thank you for keeping me sane while I'm studying my finals. Love from the Czech Republic. Well, love right back to the Czech Republic. One of my favorite countries to visit, actually. Český Krumlov, I just love. But anyway, so no, and people like, well, Matt getting super excited about the song. Did we convert? Look, as I said before, the song's not for me, right? I will not listen to this on CD. But CD, like what is this, 2005? But
Okay, Grandpa. Time to go back to the retirement.
I don't know why I said that right now. I never do that.
Matt
But,
shows up with a cassette tape of his favorite Eurovision entry.
You know,
Can you play this?
my record player. You know, I'm not gonna put it on my record player, and then, you know, no, it's a live song, and it's the energy. And I'm not even sure if this kind of song would go big in the charts, but this could go big at Eurovision, because if this is a song that especially you want to have closer to the end of the show, because it's like this big boom and bang at the very end. And just when you look at it objectively, I mean, you have to look at this like, okay, this is a contender. You just have to.
Yeah.
If you don't, then you're kind of like, okay, you're just not being honest with yourself. And it's sometimes not fun because, you want songs that you love to win, but that's not always how it works.
Melanie uploaded the part with all the pyros on
Oh.
our Twitter.
Yes.
So check it
That's
out.
why I hired Melanie.
Our clout.
If
She
you wanna
knew
see
it.
all the pyro, go to our Twitter to see it.
Actually-
It's probably also Instagram.
I'm also sharing it in the chat. Here we go. So check it out. It was impressive. I mean, it has a little bit of a, I'm getting the, again, Lordy vibe where everything was just on fire kind of thing, right? Not comparing the song. I'm just saying, where it's like, oh my God, fireworks everywhere.
Yeah.
That was it
So-
with fire.
So,
It's very that GIF, if you want a reference, of the dog at the table with his coffee and everything's on fire. It's like that, but it's Måneskin from Italy instead of a dog.
Yeah.
I feel
It's
sorry for
crazy.
whoever they put after that, by the way.
That's what George
Like,
said.
I'm going to be so mad if they put Jeangu, if they put Italy in slot 22 and have Jeangu immediately after. I'm going to be so angry if they do that.
I have a very, very, very strong feeling that if they draw second half, they're going to close.
I said like last three. I could see them like a 25th or something like that. And 20,
Yeah.
They often put a 26 one as a expendable one, almost want to call it lately, like the one that they don't necessarily think is going to win. But they also have been putting big five entries often in last. So we'll see.
I mean, I can see an argument that if they draw second half and Ireland draw second half, then they will probably perform 25th and Ireland will close just because of the technical aspect of their performance.
We got to move on to Germany. Sorry, Connor.
But no, I was just going to wrap up. They are in big contention to wrap the grand final.
So
I'm still
Germany,
waiting for it to start.
Germany, as pointed out, we have Jendrik on stage with a pink, bright pink jacket, blue pants, and of course the middle peace sign finger dancing with him, while three backup singers, dancers at the microphone right now, but they're going to leave that one shortly.
He's got a little necklace that says annoying.
I love that little thing where he throws the ukulele in the air and the camera follows the ukulele up and back down again.
Yes.
That's clever.
There's a really by the way, this is the first time I've actually been able to watch the rehearsal. But my interview with Jendrik will go up today, hopefully. And there's a really funny story about the holly in the LED background.
Ah.
So tune into that interview.
I really hope he doesn't run out of energy before that all-important third run through, because I know he was out of breath during the second one, during his first rehearsal.
I mean, his is very. I mean, whatever you think of the song, he is going all out here.
Yeah.
Now, some people were saying, a lot of people actually here in the press center, the problem that they have with the German staging is that it looks amateurish. Like it's like someone you see like at a local talent show. Do you feel that way?
I can see why you think that. It does look a little bit more empty than a lot of other songs. But I mean, it's not like the song is the most sophisticated, most professional song of all time. So like it kind of fits in a way.
That's what I was saying. To me, it seems like almost like it's fitting in that sense. Like they're trying to be like that little light-hearted song that is not, I wouldn't say trying too hard because they're all trying, but they're certainly kind of more like, yeah, this is just a little like, silly moment. Hopefully you enjoy it.
I do want to hear the message that he's saying today.
Okay, I'll be quiet.
This is really cute. The LED wall playing between them.
Yeah, the battle between the middle finger and the others.
The peace sign. And
Well,
Jendrik.
Yeah. She has to play that entire part while having her arm on high.
I can't hear it.
I will listen for you, but you've got to be quiet.
That's what they're walking to the small stage.
I didn't expect. I am really, really enjoying this. I
It's
can't get
fun.
the smile off my face.
No, that's good input.
Okay, shh.
Yeah. It's just so fun.
Okay. He just said, "I wish you a joyful life," and tot snel. So he is using Dutch in the end of it.
The question is if he's going to do that during the live show, because it seems like he's goofing around a little during this
Yeah.
part. I know.
True.
Well, I mean, the original part is in German, so
Yeah.
it's in the track. So, and we've seen that from was it Slovenia 2019, where she changed the last part of her lyrics to be in 2018, where she changed the last part of the lyrics to be Portuguese.
Yeah.
So
we're going to get some Dutch points here. So Netherlands, you have to vote for Germany because we're going to say like a line in Dutch. It's a law. It's law. It's Eurovision law. You have to vote for it.
I did not expect to enjoy that much.
Really? Because you're not like a fan of the song?
I don't mind it, and I really like Jendrik. I think he is absolutely lovely. It's just I've been a bit like, not really my thing, but I've watched that and I really enjoyed it.
Oh, that's good input because maybe it's not
smiling.
Don't overthink it kind of thing. You know, maybe that's exactly what they're trying to go for. Just smile, put a smile on your face. And I think for Germany, the running order is very important. If they get first half, they better need to get it like at the end of the running order. If they're like fourth, that is going to be not a song that carries. Do you know what I mean? Because that feeling may be gone by the end of the show. So that would be my thinking. So, but I don't think they're going to give Germany a super early running order this year, even if they get in the first half, because they kind of look at what happened the last year, and Germany was fourth, I think. So I think that would give them like at least like a 9 or 10 or something like that. Would be my guess. Any questions about Germany or even Italy? Feel free to ask in the chat at ESC United. I could totally see the peace sign girl in the end to move her arm down, making a middle finger alive. I see totally Jendrik and the German delegation do that. Did you notice that actually, Gabe?
it happens.
It happens all the time that the finger is basically just a middle finger anyway, because the index finger goes down like as she's pointing. All of a sudden, it's just a middle finger up.
Yeah, because she's basically like going like this.
Yeah, there's a lot of it's clearly deliberate, and I mean I think it is quite clever. I think that there is an audience for this song that will find it, which is me evidently, which I did not expect, where people will just see it and just laugh and enjoy it and be entertained, which is Jendrik's MO. So you just enjoy it, and then also Sean says, "When will Kazakhstan join the Big Six? Soon. It better be soon."
Kazakhstan.
Don't start me on Kazakhstan.
Okay,
Let
I
them
won't.
in.
Yeah, I think that most people agree with that, actually. Do you think Italy will get a higher televote than Lordi? Well, this is a lot of confidence. We haven't even said yet whether or not it'll win the televote. I'm not even saying it's going to win the televote. There are plenty of other candidates out there that will, that could beat Italy, and comes down to where they end up in the running order. So, because I still think despite all of this, it'll not win the televote. The jury vote. And comes down to how low it will be. If it's going to be like in the top 5 with the juries, then they still can win, of course. Anyways, if Italy wins televote with Kaino type margin, what's the lowest they can finish with juries, do you think, if they want to secure victory? I mean, Kaino didn't win I didn't have like a landslide televote win, right? They had like 30 or 40 points.
Like 30, 40. In any case, they won't. It's going to be really close. People looking for a landslide victory, unless France comes out and does something incredible, which is possible, to be fair, just judged off how the first rehearsal went down.
Yeah.
There is no way we're seeing a landslide win. It's going to be a nail biter. I think we could see, 20, 30 points covering the top 5, which would be amazing. But it's also going to annoy a lot of people. So if your favorite doesn't win, now we're all going to promise and agree, if our favorites don't win, we're not going to go on YouTube and dislike the song that actually won. Okay?
Yeah. You heard him.
What we will do, but what we will do is go and find our favorite artists that did not win potentially on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, and
CD,
buy their albums, their CDs,
record players,
not their records or cassette tapes. But we will show up when it is important outside of the contest and support them financially, because they are also artists outside of the contest. Just wanted to make that point once again.
Exactly, and we'll push that point until it's never dead.
Yeah.
Is it revealed yet who will the juries actually will be? I think it will release on the 22nd, they said, on the day of the semis. Yeah, the first semi.
Where they said, I think they're revealing it on the grand final.
The grand final, what I meant, yes. What I meant, yeah. And that makes sense because you don't want people approach them and be like, oh, here's like, a CD. And I'm going to use that for the rest of the day. This year, it will most likely be, it was 10 years ago when no song gets over 100 points until more than half of the jury's votes have been presented. I mean, you remember, I think referring to 2011, where it was also just a big mess where like we had no idea until like the end who would win.
Oh, 2011 was a trip though. So that was not a good year song-wise for me.
Mm-mm.
So like,
please don't bring
the
that
problem.
up.
The problem with that year is that anyone could have won for a lot of wrong reasons.
The problem is, and this is, I mean, we should consider this as a risk this year. In years where anyone can win, it's really exciting until Running Scared wins.
Well, I would say I don't think that there are any songs in here that would make as bad of winners as that winner.
Well, keep in mind, some people like it. I mean, so
there are people out there that like Running Scared, and I totally understand where those people are coming from. However, not the best song of 2011. I'll leave my comments there.
Yeah, I mean, literally.
Choose them wisely.
If we were going to have a weird winner, could we not have had like Stobbsy Stub or something? That would have been hilarious if Stobbsy Stub had won Eurovision.
Oh, lucky.
Who had won Eurovision?
Stobbsy Stub. So lucky.
Oh, is it Moldova?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, I don't remember the names. Like I just said, Stoppy Stop. I'm like, what is Stoppy Stop? I don't remember all of the names. You need to give me the country name and the year for me to kind of process the information. So anyway, so yeah, we are going through Germany one more time now.
Oh.
Sorry. I mean, the song made me happy from the first time I heard it anyway. And I'm not like a person like, oh, my home country. Awesome. I've never been that way because I was I was kind of critical of last year's entry. This one just makes me happy.
Oh, here we go. It's starting for me now.
Bash me.
Oh, I love the little ukulele trick where he throws it in the air and he catches
Those
it.
little details. Do you like the backdrop and everything, by the way? Like the blue with the wide little stuff on there?
No, I'm getting a bit of a better chance to look at it. I think it's clever. I mean, obviously it works best in the sort of tug of war bit where it's like the hate versus the good.
Yeah. Well, and I think that it does a really good job of playing off of the calmness of the verses. Well, I shouldn't say calmness, but it's energetic. But the more tamed verses and the energetic, like basically chorus break.
By the way, just real quick, so when he breaks into the instrumental part, like the black and white screen with all the words, stupid, annoying, explodes, and all the colorful effects come in. That's like it collapses. It's really cool the way that it's like that moment where the energy comes and happiness comes out. It's really cool.
I know I'm a sucker for like eye contact. Jendrik he is so good at interacting with the camera. Like he's constantly he engages the viewer from the very first moment, and it's like we're gonna have some fun, and I'm taking you with me.
Yeah, and let's be real. Even if you hate the song, that you feel like despise it, there is no such thing like this in the running. Mix it up.
If you were curious, if you have watched the Slogger Champion staging, it is the exact same stage show, just 2 times as big. And with an LED, of course.
And because in the first rehearsals, he started giggling and laughing, he's made more focused now as well.
Well, that's just Jendrik. It's hard for him to to control himself at times. And I totally forgot. I should have asked him yesterday when I interviewed him if he can actually tap dance. Or if he
Yeah.
learned to tap dance just for this specifically.
I wonder how
Yeah.
the lady dressed as like the finger / peace sign. How does she describe her job? So what have you been up to since COVID got started? Well,
Well, you see, I've been the personification of the middle finger / peace sign.
So this was now Germany's second run through, which means we get one more, which will be the recorded version. Then we're moving on to the host nation, also known as the Netherlands. And any question that y'all have in the chat at ESC United, make sure to post them, and we will address them to the best of our abilities. Connor, Emma is saying, I think he's a musical theater performer. I'm sure he can tap dance a bit.
Yes, I'm sure that he probably has I mean, obviously it's in the staging, so I know that he has the actual like base values. I meant more so like if he was required to do an entire tap performance, does he have the caliber of tap dance to pull it off, or does he just know again the basics that he learned at university to do tap dance?
Yeah,
because that's part of. Excuse me. That's part of your training in musical theater is you learn how to tap dance. But just because you know how to tap dance doesn't mean that you know how to tap dance well.
I didn't have to do tap. I went to school for 1 year. I never meant to do tap dance segment though. I did ballet. I did all of that, jazz, but I never had to do tap dance actually. So who knows how they're going to do it these days. Matt, do you feel with this German entry that it has the same feel as the German entries of 98 and 2000, and maybe even more Austria 2003? And could Jendrik do as well as them? Ish. So it could be considered a 2021 version of these entries. However, we also live in a different environment. I'm not even talking COVID. I'm talking about we have juries much more involved. Back then we didn't. So it may not go quite as high because there will be juries potentially stopping it from going all the way this, significantly. But I see where you're coming from, and I kind of agree. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think Iceland is a massive underdog because I think they have a lot of televote appeal and.
Huh? That wasn't the question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I read the wrong.
What?
I forgot the question as well now, so I have no idea. I was, when you finished the question,
what the hell are you talking about?
To start speaking, and then I realized that I had no idea what you just said, so I stopped and sort of looked serious.
Yeah,
when he starts speaking, I'm like, oh, he's going to save me. He knows he's got.
I had to go and look up what Germany 1998 was. Now I'm back on board.
We were talking about Germany, and if Germany this year could be considered to Germany 98, 2000, or Austria 2003. And you talked about Iceland.
Yeah, because the question I read was like a different one, I guess.
I will say, having just looked up who 98 actually was, because I forgot that he was the 98 participant and what he did on stage. Well, I guess off stage technically is what he did.
Yeah.
And then 2000 was what was 2000?
Germany, Wada had to do that. Stefan Raab.
Ah, yes. Okay. For some reason, I thought it was Texas Lightning, and that was definitely
that was 2006.
I think I can see where the comment is coming from, where like maybe the quirkiness and the kind of camp value is enjoyed. I don't know. I just think that like 98 and the 2000s were a little different because, well, the 2000s were a lot different. Not as strong of a year in terms of music versus this year. It is so competitive that I feel like just because it's a campy and fun song, it could still get overshadowed in the actual results. But if people connect with him and connect with his message and connect with the energy that he brings, then I could see him pulling a dark horse upset and coming top 10, 14.
Okay, so here's a third and final run through. This is the one that's going to be recorded. It was really funny. As we were leaving the press center yesterday, we ran into Jendrik actually, and Melanie totally flipped out. She's like, "Oh my God, it's Jendrik!" And he's like, "Hi," but he was recording. She's like, "Oops."
That is such a
Melanie.
Melanie thing to do.
Oh, just people. A lot of people are sort of saying, "Oh, this is going to get the joke entry," or "this is a joke entry." It's like I think that's a complete misreading of this entry and this sort of vibe of it. Like, it's not a joke entry. It's fun. It's relaxed. It's like sort of a bit joyful. It's not a joke entry, and I think people shouldn't treat it like that. There's also this.
Yeah.
This is a voting block that's actually a very marginal thing anyway, and doesn't make as big of a difference as people think it does. Except maybe in the UK, and only under very specific circumstances.
He actually crossed her this time, like as the overlay. He was like, "Eh." That's fine.
Yeah, Connor made a good point. I agree. Oh, I see a camera guy on the side. That's fine. This comes down to whether or not people will connect with it. This is when you have an interest, it's a risk. It could go really bomb. It could bomb big time, and people just don't get it, or people really click with it. Like, oh, man, that was a genuine fun song. Doesn't take itself seriously. I just enjoy it, and that often is the case. There's a market for it.
Well, and this is definitely an upgrade from 2019. So, like, either way, good job,
By the way,
Germany.
the person who said it's a joke, Andrew, it's beyond a joke. Well, how about we put you on a stage in front of 200 million people and get everyone to judge you and see how you like it? You know, these are human beings. These are human beings, and they work really, really hard to put on a great show for us. And even if you don't like the song, at the very least, they deserve your respect as people. And that means not, just dumping on them like that, quite frankly.
Like he said.
Feel free to dislike songs, but there's a line.
Bum, bum, bum.
Also, my screen crashed.
That screen split with the prohibited to film on screen is a very trippy thing.
I see Jordan.
Because there's text over an LED that's moving back and forth.
I cannot wait for guys to see it. It's just.
Sorry.
Wiggle, you. I don't feel hate. Hate. So, yes, that was Germany's third and final run through. So they are done, and the next time we'll see them will be on Friday.
He just went, I don't feel sorry. He just said like it's really funny.
Like soulful, like so.
Yeah. Sorry.
Little Beyonce. Okay. Adam is saying Germany has for sure a place in this contest. We really need some silly fun, but at the same time having an actual serious problem it is exposing that needs to an extra applause. And that is true. I mean, I think you can look at it from both sides of it. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I agree. It's always easy to hate and hide behind a keyboard. Well said, Gabe.
Well,
that is what Patrick says.
Thank you, Patrick.
One thing I'll specifically say about Jendrik, again, once the interview with Jendrik is posted, feel free to check it out. But I just want to say, I think that it's so amazing. And he talks about it in the interview about like how he literally was broke when he made this entry. Yeah. And yes, he did make it, not thinking that he was actually going to go to Eurovision. But like all of the things that he's been able to accomplish without the backing of like other artists, and without like an established musical career. I mean, even just, and I know that sounds cheesy to say this, but even just being on that stage, I feel like is such a success story. So regardless of even if he does come, bottom 5 or last, like I think that he is one of the people, he's probably the most excited to just be here.
Yeah.
Like the fact that he actually made it to this stage and he's getting this opportunity. He just wants to put on a show and send a message. And I think that he really does not care where he ends up in the actual grand final. So that's also something to throw out there. Is I have mad respect for him as an individual, because he even mentioned like in the interview, he's like, I'm still broke. Like he's done all of this and he's still broke.
Yeah. But like the thing is that I'm leading up. This actually links into the point of his song. To be honest, people can hate on Jendrik or actually on any of the acts as much as they like. The problem is they already won. They're the ones standing on the stage. They're the ones who have like come so far in their careers and been chosen to represent their countries in such a, you know, unique and global way. They kind of already won.
Yeah.
And like, you know, no amount of being unkind is going to change that.
I don't feel hate. I just feel happy.
Also, why are the people? I just want to highlight a slightly that there is this bizarre debate going on in chat about something. It started from Kazakhstan isn't in Europe, and the same person has now named about half of the other countries in the contest, but like we should get rid of all of them too. It's just like firstly, Kazakhstan is in Europe.
It's a very
Like, geographical facts. Kazakhstan is in Europe. I will not let this go. It has a little wiggly bit, and it's actually there's a larger percentage of Kazakhstan in Europe than Turkey.
Yeah.
That's like how there's a little wiggly bit of Alaska that's actually on the mainland.
Oh, really?
And it's like a little 2-mile wide island.
All right. So Emma is saying, I've done a full 180 on Germany's song first. I listened to it, I switched it off after 45 seconds. Now it gives me joy. Well, welcome to the ever-growing club. I'm so excited.
Welcome to the Jendrik fan club. Woo!
So,
put your middle fingers up.
I know. Let's see here. Put your middle fingers up. Harm Yonker says, would the Netherlands be hired by the bookies when it was not the host country? What do you guys think?
Lower.
I don't think much, no.
I mean, I love it, but it would be lower.
I don't think that the reason why it's so low is because it's the host country. I think it's because there are a lot of people who are just sleeping on it in general.
I think it's not just that people are sleeping.
Speaking
on
of,
it,
it's coming up right now, actually.
Dang, they are moving fast today. They want to get through this.
Yeah, they want to go home.
I'm really excited for this.
Let's see if there are any.
Also, one of the things I'll say is that I had a big
Real quick,
issue with
Connor. Sorry, real quick. Just before I forget, he's wearing something different. He's not wearing that harness thing that he have. Oh, he does.
Oh.
Never mind. He does below. He still has a bottom part thing.
So
It looks like underwear, but the top part's
Well,
gone. I think.
I think in his press conference he was wearing it the pants just a little higher, and it actually looked a lot better than compared to what he was doing on stage, where they were like 2 inches apart. It was very odd looking. So I'm gonna be interested to see if they. Nope. They're still about equal distance apart.
Yeah, there's
The
equal
harness
distance.
here was the good part of it.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
So as I talked earlier, there were a lot. I mean, maybe it's just criticism that we all do self-criticism, but a lot of Dutch people were very disappointed by the staging of the Netherlands because they were hoping more of a version of the music video, I guess. As someone who is indifferent about the song, I don't dislike it. It's just kind of there for me. I think it kind of made it a lot more approachable. I like the staging.
Yeah, me too. It makes sense with the message of the song.
Mm-hmm.
Like the gray is kind of the captured feeling or the suppressed feeling, and then in the end it becomes colorful and beautiful, and it just makes sense for me.
One word, Roy.
Ding
ding ding ding ding ding ding ding.
No,
ding.
that was going to be my point. It's a lot less apparent. I mean, yes, there are moments where it does come in, but it sounds like they've actually backed it down a little bit in terms of how loud that part is.
I mean,
especially with the vocals, it's there, you can hear it, but it's not as prominent as it was on the original track.
it's still distracting for me, but yeah.
That's just because you have to find one thing to hate, Roy.
That is not true. If anything, I would love to not hear it and fall in love with the song. I want to support our entry.
Oh, and she has a different dress on too.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah, she was wearing a different dress completely.
I
And
love that
think-
that backup singer's prominent there. Love it.
Yeah. Well, and I think what's so great about this is that like it's unison choreography, and I think what's so powerful like image wise about that is that it shows like this message of like unity almost.
Yeah.
And of course
No,
there
I
are
totally
moments
get
where they break apart and they do whatever they want, kind of improv, but like it's like a unified
No.
message, and especially with a new language being introduced to Europe into Eurovision, it's just
Although it's,
I
I
love
can
it.
assure you, it's not improv. But I get what you're saying.
Well, no, I just
Improv
mean,
at Eurovision is like.
no. I mean, just like in terms of like
I
that
get it.
last like 15 seconds where they all break apart and they just kind of do whatever they want on the stage, and they're just kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna go
Yeah.
like this or whatever. Like, there's a moment where they kind of break off and then they come
Yeah.
back together and do the same thing.
So Don is
Why
saying
has that
some.
happened? Sorry, go on.
No, I was going to ask the next question that's in the chat, but go ahead, finish your thought.
I sorry that I'm back in the room now. I was just completely bewitched by that. I thought that was just incredible.
So you agree?
I love that. I absolutely love that. And it's just
No, that's very interesting. I'm glad you're bringing that up because, as I just pointed out, I've talked to so many. There's a Dutch table over there. They were kind of disappointed by it. Several volunteers talked to me. They're disappointed. There seems to be a lot of disappointment when it comes to staging.
Though, like the Dutchies are the first to hate on their own song. Like as soon as the song comes out, everybody immediately hates on it. Even when Arcade came out, people were very negative about it at first. Like that is so.
Really? Because I remember they were all negative about Duncan who, right? When he first, and then the song came out.
That was the main thing, yeah. When it was announced that Duncan was going to be the representative, they were like, "Oh no, we're going to lose again. We're going to be terrible again," and we're always so negative immediately for the first time. So like,
Yeah.
It's Dutch.
Yeah, for people like Gabe, myself, we're not Dutch, and Gabe, you liked the song though, right? Initially.
yeah, I like it a lot more now.
Yeah, I was indifferent about it, but the staging is just so good. It just works. It's good. So Dutch folks, I know you're probably going to look at it and be like, but I'm like, to me, it helps the song. It doesn't hurt it, and that's
It was so personal and like intimate. Like that first minute is just it's amazing. It grabs you. It's telling a story. You feel a connection. They've got it right. I don't
the qualifiers are bringing
I'm getting a bit. You can tell this is the first time I've seen. This is the first time I've seen these rehearsals. So, and it's like when you see something that you find really special, like you, and I mean you all know that feeling, right? When you see a Eurovision performance for the first time that just grabs you and is like, wow.
Yeah.
It was just,
all right. Let's take a look at some of the questions here. I had some, and now they're all gone. I had them highlighted. Let's do this. Some Dutch people are just having trauma flashbacks because they think Jeangu's dancer is like Waylon's dancers. It's the crumping thing part, that they're, I guess, thinking. But I think this song arguably it's more suited for this kind of dance, I feel like. Yeah. Well, the other one was a strange choice, right? It was more for a rock song. Yeah, it's just like there was a clash. It took me like 2 performances to get used to it. like, okay, I need to get past this. Bart is saying, glad Gabe loves this so much. So, yay.
Well,
how was...
That's an important point that I really want to make here is that, the Dutch people can feel however they want about their song. I'm not one here to police their opinions, but they don't get to vote for him. So really, it doesn't matter. If they hate their entry, by all means, hate your entry. If you hate the staging, please hate the staging. Have your opinion and your feeling about it. But like, you don't get to vote for your own country anyway in Eurovision. So like,
yep.
Cool. I mean, if I could vote, even if I knew the entire country was like, this is the worst song in staging we've ever sent to the contest, I'd be like, cool, I'm still going to give it points. Because I like it, and that's what matters. It matters what we like as individuals, not how the country as a whole may feel about their actual song or entry.
Still down with the Mutant Underground. I think that's her name. Was Jeangu's voice just as flawless this time?
Yes.
It sounded fine to me on my end, but it's a little echoey in here. What do you guys think?
Yeah, he's been flawless every run through, like perfect.
Okay. Because it started, I remember when they first released the song with that very like poor studio version performance, I was like, oh my god, this is not going to be good. But
It was just a too ambitious choir. That was the problem.
yeah, I like that.
Quite liked it. Also, I feel like this is my fault for starting this debate. Could we please stop talking about the geographic particularities of Kazakhstan and the surrounding nations?
Once you started a chat, you can't unstart the chat.
And I would also say to the person saying, it is not my job to be likable, think about what that bit says about what everyone else thinks. No, I thought his voice, I don't agree with you about that initial clip though. I mean, maybe I agreed it. I quite liked it. Even in the initial, not as much as I do now, but I've liked it more as it has gone on. I thought they started from a stronger base than perhaps you guys did. But I mean, they've certainly pulled it together now. And ultimately, yes, I am from the UK, Danny. Ultimately, of the studio version, all of that, it sort of pales away. Now we just have this, and for most people, this will be their only exposure. We are really deep. I think you can make the same point about Iceland and why I think we're all underestimating Iceland. We're so deep in the Eurovision source that we're all comparing it to Think About Things, and we're also deep in the Eurovision source that we are really hyper-analyzing every like studio performance, every live performance from before the contest as well. Whereas somebody who pulls it together now, that'll be the first exposure for 98% of the viewers to that, and then that will be their only impression of it ever. And I think we can tend to not put enough emphasis on that.
Yep, it's always an issue of the Eurovision fan base and the people who are watching this stream. Like you said, they make up maybe somewhere between 5 to 10% of the people who are actually casting votes. And that's the issue, is that we can say, oh yeah, this is a winner, blah, blah, blah. And then the 95% of people that are just casually watching Eurovision show up and say, I hate that. That is trash. Austria wins. And they all upvote Austria. Austria gets all the 12 points. And then we all sit here and we're like, oh my gosh, Austria is the winner? Like, I did not see that coming. And it's because we, as a very rooted fan base, think very like block think about what is going to be the winner based off of what we think. And then there is the 95% that are like, ha 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 ha, you're stupid. Here's the actual winner. And they're just like, here you go.
I think a really good example of this is, so you may remember in the UK in 2017, Lucy Jones went up and up and up in the betting odds the more she rehearsed. And the reviews from the fan sites, from the press got better and better as it went on. We missed something critical, which is that none of us thought much of it the first time we saw it.
Yeah.
But then we saw it 10 times, and by the 10th time we were like, wow, this is gorgeous.
Big thanks to Teresa, by the way. She sent us something on PayPal. You guys really made my week. Thank you for the effort and work. Thank you so much for your support. And we got another week, so we're not even close. So here's the Netherlands one more time rehearsing.
I suck at throwing those hearts.
Keep working on it.
Hard, like when it's a donation, but I always do it too far to the left. And
By the end of the stream, like the week, then you figure it out.
Yeah. I love the rock cracking effect right at the start. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
it's been there the whole time, and it's the best part of this whole entire performance.
I left the room accidentally.
And Jeangu, he's just really into it as well. He's already giving us, like, you can see he loves his song.
Yeah. That's important too, right? Just loving your own song and being behind your own song.
Oh, this strong pink eye girl. Snap off.
Oh, yeah.
Nikki Tutorials is found quaking in the green room. Sorry, she's really up there in the shot on the left, and I was like, that is a new thing. And I love the one thing I love about this is that it is cinematic. There is no piece of this performance where they didn't think about, how are we going to incorporate this? How is this element going to be brought in? How are we going to frame this? And like that is shown, of course, we don't know what the rehearsal clip is going to look like, but when they introduce the backing dancer, she's like squatting down on the stage, and they zoom out to Jeangu, the backing vocals are off stage, and she just appears from the bottom of the camera angle and starts to dance. And it's, they thought this whole thing through.
Well, they better.
This has been a good start for the direct qualifiers, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And by the way, this tells you how ridiculous the odds are, because the fact that this is 31st in the odds right now is beyond a
Oh,
joke.
but I get
That's
that.
what they're
this
hoping
is totally
for.
not a winner song.
We don't know where they're going to end up. It's hard for me to really guess, but at least you can say they're trying. This is not a half-ass effort.
No, and
And
this
it's unique as well.
I said this a couple of days ago. This is the strongest host entry in the host package that we have seen in a while. I would argue since Lena's Taken by a Stranger in 2011.
I mean, Azerbaijan in 2012 had a nice staging.
Azerbaijan had a good one too. But like, this is a strong showing. They did not take the easy route here. And this LED, this colorful LED, is just, it's beautiful. I love it.
So that was the second run through. They have one more. That will be the recorded one. Any question, of course, at ESC United in the chat, please.
I think the thing that's worth mentioning here is one thing that I think is really important about Eurovision is the way that, and I think it's something that's really important we need to emphasize for the future. It's important that people, that the viewers, and you know, and sort of Europe and the world as it changes, see themselves on the screen. And I think Eurovision in the past has not done a good enough job at firstly in promoting black artists. I mean, this is more of a national broadcasters thing, but in promoting black artists, and secondly in treating them fairly. I think, you know, you can see that we've seen a bit of hyper scrutiny of black artists in the past. If you look at the way certain black artists have been treated domestically, Gaetana in particular was treated awfully in Ukraine after she was picked. So I'm just so glad to see, after we lost an opportunity last year because it was similar last year, but I'm just so glad to see, you know, Jeangu and Destiny and others this year putting on a really, really great show and finally sort of kicking the door down a bit, because it is a bit of a blind spot that we've had for some years that hasn't really been talked about, and it's about time that changed. So I just think we need, you know, and we need more sort of diversity of genres and in Eurovision. And also I think Eurovision, the people we see performing need to reflect, you know, Europe as it is now, which is a diverse place, you know, with thriving communities, with backgrounds all over the world. We need to see more of that. And I think we need to do a better job of that. And I just think it's really great. We've got acts like Jeangu and Destiny.
Certainly.
I will also bring in the fact at the point of, I think it's really important that we also bring in the cultures and histories that are also tied to some other European countries. So this is something that we saw from like France in their national final, when they had individuals who were from some of the oceanic territories of France in their national final, and having those cultures represented in the potential Eurovision stage. Now, of course, they did not actually go on to win, because Barbara was the winner. But the fact that they were even there, and they were like the first artist or representative that we know of from their country that was in the candidate pool from those islands. And I think that is something that is so, this specifically is inspiring, because you can take a look at other people who are going to come from other areas that are territories or past colony or colonized places, and see like, I could do that too. I could be on that stage and representing like my culture and my history and my people. And so it opens up
what Manisha represents, for example, Manisha represents, you know, an Uzbek refugee who is now representing the country that she was a refugee in. I think those kinds of things are beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to some of the other questions that we have in the chat, because we got so many of them. Will the Big Five and hosts perform their song at the semis? And the answer is Yes, ish. So the three countries, three direct finalists will perform in the first, and then the other three in the second semifinal, in the jury shows. And then during the live shows, you will see about a 1 minute snippet of them. But you will be able to watch the whole performance on YouTube. They usually put in the whole clip online afterwards. So during the live shows that you watch, you see like a 1 minute snippet or so. But in the jury shows, they will perform the whole thing. That was one I wanted to answer real quick.
And hopefully there's no magicians this time.
Magicians. Oh, I just
magician during the. All right, let's introduce the big 5 countries. All right, let's bring up France. Hi, France. Would you participate in this magic trick for us?
So here's the Netherlands now. The third and final run through. That is the very, very important one.
I thought we already had 3.
No. You thought incorrectly.
I'm sorry.
You were wrong. You're fired.
Well, okay, fine.
Your rhythm is rebellion. So how's the attitude now? Go ahead.
Every time I hear this, it's still fresh, and that's, I think, is something that's so important. Just want to make that statement.
This crimping is just such a unique art, form of art. It's just.
That.
I just realized that when they took the harness off, they added those necklaces. And I like that more. A lot more.
Yeah.
Because I think his necklaces blend him with the backing dancer who has chains on her her pants essentially, and then his twin brothers all in gray, and then the dancer has silver jewelry. So it's very cohesive between all 4 of them. They're like tied together almost.
To the person who asked me about Romania, I'll answer once the song's finished.
Beautiful. He did a little bit of vocal improv there. I would probably go on record, controversial yet strong and brave opinion. I think he's one of our strongest male vocalists this year.
Yeah.
Completely agree.
I don't think he has missed a single note in any of the performances.
He has had a flawless, energetic, and perfect run the entire time that he's been here for a rehearsal.
Yeah.
And he maintains the exact same energy too, whereas other artists have just been kind of like calling it in for the first 2 runs and then showing up for the third. Jeangu's like, nope, I'm here. This is my moment. Watch me.
He improvised something. Yeah. So yeah, that was Netherlands, the 3rd country of the day, and now we're moving on to a country that no one cares about, France, right? No, nobody has that one on the radar.
He's still singing.
Oh, on your end.
There we go. Can I just say, by the way,
now he's moved to Barbara Pravi.
Brilliant at capturing the mood as well. The sort of the mood of joyful resistance that this song is meant to portray is brilliantly put out by Jeangu in this performance. Like, it is. I just think they've got everything right. I'm going to run to the toilet. I'll be back in a second.
That's okay. I can ask if I need some questions in the chat because you guys talk too much. No, I'm kidding. So next question here. Still down. I'm not going to say the whole. Apologies for my username. I call you still down for now. Does this song have any shot of the audience? I feel like only one country I could benefit from that this year, and what? I feel like only one country could benefit from that this year, and that is the Netherlands. What do you think?
I mean, I wouldn't say that anyone really has audience shots because, again, we don't know how many people are going to show up.
Yeah.
Like,
we know how many show up, but we don't know exactly how they're being spread out. You know, they're going to be like.
Point out that the direct connection with the stage is not the audience, but like the green room is like directly next to the
Yes.
stage. So those shots would have been like on the sides, and that would be really weird shots to include in your song. Like I get it if you like pan over to normally the audience, but now it is the green room. Like that can be
Yeah.
cool shots, but like now it's just a green room, so that wouldn't have the same effect.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like we don't have any camera work that's like Lithuania 2018 where they pan like she's behind, like they're behind her and you see the entire audience with their camera flashlights out like going like this. There's
Yeah.
nothing like that. There are some wide shots that come in from the green room. But other than that, I don't think anyone is going to be at a disadvantage because there's only 3,500 people in the audience because they're all going to be in the arena staging. So you're barely even going to see them to begin with, even if they weren't there. Because most of them don't even have the audience in any of their camera work.
Yes.
All right, if I could just quickly, so because somebody asked me a question before and I promised I'd answer them, and I feel bad for that.
Go right ahead.
Somebody asked if I thought Romania was going to qualify, and the answer is if this wasn't if semi-final one wasn't an absolute like semi-final of death, the answer would be like, well, yes. But to be honest, I can't tell you because I had a look through the song list again, and every single song could qualify. So because of that, no one is safe.
Yeah, I think
I think that is a fair assessment of the situation.
And the thing over the same-
Has there been any idea on ticket sales? Are they selling or struggling to be sold? Maybe Roy knows. Oh, they're not struggling to be sold. Keep in mind, never went on. So tickets were sold already last year, right? And so this year they never went officially on sale to begin with. Just some people already had a voucher, whatever you call it. They were on the list. They were asked, "Hey, buy a ticket now." So they were all sold like within like 2 hot seconds because we only have 3,500 tickets per show. So they have zero problems getting the 3,500 seats filled.
Yeah.
So no, and they have been gone. And they were not to public sale. It was really only to those who bought tickets last year and who have been refunded.
I didn't even know that.
Yep. Because it kind of felt like, hey, you didn't get a ticket this time. You know, we're going to give you a refund, but now we give it to somebody else. That would have been really sucky. You know, because yeah, so no, I can see why they did that. I'm talking about the grand final. I cannot speak to the other shows. I'm most referring to the live shows. You know, if there are other ones, that's a different story. So Ireland now. Okay, no problem. The other day, my mother listened to Switzerland, and I thought it was kind of screamy. And she said, "What do you think about it?" I personally never had Switzerland as a winner on my list. I still think they're going to win, but it's just one person's opinion, of course. So I wouldn't just go because your mother says it away. It's going to be Eurovision truth. Do anybody else in the room here thinks that Sweden is still a potential winner? Switzerland, I meant.
Yeah, I think
Switzerland.
Switzerland will be the winner, like hands down. Like that performance is absolutely incredible, and like he just stared into my soul and just.
Because they still did that long shot at the end that we had some issues, but it works better now. For some reason, I feel like they don't just the moving of the camera is a little less like dramatic, and it makes it more
it's a little less. It's a little less wiggly.
Yes, it's a lot less wiggly, I would say.
Well, and they're also
Am I
kind of
the only
doing
one-
this.
So there was some minor wardrobe malfunction in there.
Yeah.
Was there?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't see anything.
Yeah, me neither.
Not
It wasn't.
anymore, they fixed it.
It's not anymore, but it was just at the a bit earlier on. So they may need to sort of take a second look at that, like put another like pin in the back of the thing or something.
Oh, well, that can be fixed, thankfully, easily.
I said because I missed the first half of that, which meant I didn't get a chance for it to capture me because she was already in full flow by the time.
Yeah. Well, we can see it again, but then if not, but then it may have been fixed anyway. So we'll see. So any questions while she's getting ready for a second run through at ESC United? Carl Compton is saying, "I love France. I just don't think the public will vote for enough for it to win." I guess we said the same thing about Salvador. So I will no longer underestimate the power of the taste of the viewers. I guess they don't just go for predictable pop music. They often go for something else these days, which is nice. Are you going to do a prediction video? Of course we are. We did one before, and we do another one early next week. So don't worry. in the next couple of
Are you
days.
going to do a prediction video on who from the big five and host country are going to qualify?
Yes, and I feel I'm
Okay,
very
good.
confident about my prediction there. If you turn off music for Swiss, it would look like rap video. What do you think?
Yeah, I saw the memes online. It's kind of disrespectful.
I think it's, but to be honest, I think that's a load of baloney. It's a load of baloney, and you take an out of context clip which doesn't represent what the performance is actually like. In that one moment where he moves like that, and it flows with the performance because it's as the energy builds, and he's clearly feeling the music. And I think, I don't know, maybe I'm being oversensitive. I think it's a really dumb meme. Someone in the chat says lighten up. Okay, one sec. Let me just lighten up. There we go.
Oh, I thought you meant like.
Is that better? Is that better? Am I light enough yet? How about now? Wait, there we go. There we go. I've lightened up.
Because I wasn't sure, like, if you were talking about literally lighten up or like more like lighten up. I wasn't sure which one they're talking about, but either way, that's funny. So you think there's a problem that there's three so strong in French, they will cancel each other out a little? Yeah, just like English-speaking songs cancel each other out, right?
There's only two, right?
Yeah, it's only Switzerland. It's only Switzerland and France. What else is in French?
Nothing.
Excuse me. Oh, Malta.
Wow, that's very French. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. Sorry.
I do not count that. But
1992 had 4 songs in the top 4. All 4 English-speaking songs were in the top 4 in 1992.
that is true. That is true.
And my winner that year is not in English.
1992.
So, to what extent is a solo act an advantage over a group act? France versus Italy, respectively. Anybody wants to answer that?
I think it's about connection to the singer still. I think whether you're a group or whether you're a group or a solo artist, you need to form a connection with the audience, and the person who's able to do that is the singer. That's where the attention lies ultimately.
Yep.
And if you go back, whether it's a group or a single singer, almost or everyone who performs well forms a connection with the audience. So I think that's what matters, whether it's a group or a solo act, and both can do it equally well. It just depends on how it's staged and how the performer actually does it on the night.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. The last time we had more like 2 lead singers, 2011, right? That one.
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah. So, which is a duo. So, but both were lead singers. But again, 2011 was such a outlier in many ways. So maybe it's not always the best example to use. Oh my God, Roy, I love your nail polish. People mention that you have nail polish on.
Yes, I painted my nails black last night because I just thought it looked cool.
I thought in honor of something, or you just wanted to do it?
I just thought it looked cool, and I've been like thinking about doing it for a while. So I was like, let's do it.
So we do it. Oh my God! Oh no, that's the same one. Let's see here. Oh, Connor left. I didn't realize that. All right.
His computer crashed, I think, because he clearly froze in the middle of something. There he is.
Yes, I quite literally blue screened.
Also, Kaino, who's a trio and won the televoting in 2019. And one thing I will say, the good thing they did with the same, because you connected with all 3 singers. When someone was singing, that's what the focus was on. So that's just a powerful thing, yes. And that was my concern with Georgia in particular, because there was like virtually 0 connection. And we get it, that's his thing, but it doesn't work on a big stage on a big TV show like that. Bart is sending a super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you for making this special ESC year great. After years being there, I'm at home, but you made the past week very pleasant. I can't read today. Keep up the good work. Things scroll, and then it's kind of gets like, thank you so much, Bart, for the very nice comment. We'll keep doing what we're doing. So now we're just waiting one more time. Well, it's supposed to be 2 more times for France. Maybe Connor was right in the end. They're only going to go 1 more time. But we have to wait and see.
Spoken into existence. Oops.
I know, right? I speak $1 million into existence for me, please. That would be very nice. Yeah, Connor, thanks for that. Make it green. It shows character. Good job.
I was just about to respond to that in chat. No, that joke really originated from the fact that I watched the first rehearsal last. I was talking to my sister about my sister's a lighting designer, professional lighting designer. And so I was like trying to be like, you need to watch, like, look at what's happening. And so I showed her the second rehearsal from Greece and everything. And you know, she as a lighting and stage designer, she was kind of on the fence about it too. And I was like, well, like I showed her the first rehearsal clip, and I was like, here's kind of how they're doing it. And you watch the first rehearsal clip, and literally the whole stage is green. Like the LED is green. There's the green screen in front. The stairs are green. There are green people on the stage, and that's why I said just make it green. Everything green. Make Stefania green. Make the floor green. Make the green room green. Just edit everything out.
Yeah. In France, do you think they will host the contest in English or French? Well, English, of course. They will have probably more French as in previous years, but this contest has evolved into a contest that is predominantly English and more international. So they will speak English, but I can see having a little bit more of a French flavor than previous years. What do you guys think?
An advantage of it being in France is that, so usually they will do it in 3 languages. So they'll, depending on the country, do it in English, native language, and in French. The native language has kind of been, it really just depends on the country.
Hardly ever.
Native speakers are there. But the advantage of France hosting is everyone in France speaks predominantly English or French.
I mean,
True.
We'll maybe get like a little bit of a taste for it with Junior. And I mean, we're speaking very far ahead. Like,
yeah. Do you think we're going to have a null pointer this year? Kisses from Greece. Do you think we're going to have a 0 pointers? It's very difficult to get 0 points, both from juries and televoters, right?
Shade at Germany.
So, huh?
Shade at Germany last year, or like 2019.
Oh, I know, but at least they had points from the juries. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
If you completely flop with one group.
Totally 0. Yeah, no.
Totally 0. That is very, very difficult. We have seen 0 points within one group, maybe, but now that since 2016, is it possible? Yeah. Is it likely? No. So I don't think it's going to happen. Now, if you ask if in just one group, I think it's more likely to actually happening in the televote, I think. But no, because Israel technically had 0 in the jury vote, right? Yeah. Yeah, that was 20. I was talking about last year. Okay, so so those two, Germany in the televote and Israel in the jury vote. So yeah, there is a chance, but nobody wants to be the first one, right? Could you imagine, like 0 points? Man, that would really suck. Since 2016, the lowest number was 1 point for San Marino in semifinal 2017. That's right, and it's the semifinal. That is true.
Justice for Spirit of the Night. I loved that song.
Really?
It was so wonderfully like. Also, for some reason, I realized this recently. I have Jimmy Wilson on Facebook. I'm not sure when this happened, but I randomly popped up on my feed, and I was like, "Hey!" No, it was loads of fun. I saw it live in the arena, and it was great. And
yeah, it was interesting.
More than 1 point.
What do you think about America Vision? We talked about earlier, nobody wanted them at Eurovision, so they stole the idea. That's actually not quite accurate, but it was actually Christoph Björkman and his team proposing it, so they brought it to them. So that's been going on for years. So as we said earlier, we'll withhold our final judgment until we see it. We're all a little skeptical that it's going to work, but we're certainly not against it. I think that is the over consensus.
Please make me head of delegation. I will choose Code Orange, and everybody will be amazed, and that will steal the entire show. Let's have
Gosh, you have problems, Roy.
I have a lot of problems, but I don't care.
By the way, are we getting another run from Barbara?
Probably.
Yeah, we supposed to. Matt, good to see you blocked out Germany. I'm sorry, 0 points. I'm talking about overall. Yes, of course you can get easily 0 points with one group. I'm talking about overall. You can't. It's hard to get 0 points. Because guess what, Sean? Germany still did better than the UK. I have a feeling Sweden will miss the top 10 for the first time in a long time. What do you guys think? You don't think the juries will come for us to the rescue?
They gotta qualify first.
So
okay.
That's the problem.
The thing is, right? I feel like so Tussa showed up and he's doing his job, but the people around him really aren't doing theirs. The lighting's not right. The staging could be better. The song has been produced. He's such a talented singer, and they're just not using it properly. and that's frustrating. They'll qualify. I've changed my mind now. I said on Twitter the other day that they were perhaps a little in doubt. I think they're going to qualify, but it'll be a mid-table finish. I think they need a bit of a wake up. They can't just sort of go, it'll be all right, and like slack a little bit like they have, because they've let Tussa down. He's such a good singer and such a talented performer. He deserves a song that can take him to the top 5, because if they gave him the right song, he'd do exactly that.
I mean,
and he deserves it.
In a way, he landslided in Melfest, so I guess the song is not necessarily the big issue, but like the staging is just there's some work to be done.
Well, but you make the case of people were saying that he was because there was the press and the stuff behind him that pushed it. But it comes down to how popular the song was in the charts compared to others. I'm sure it did well. A bit better than previous winners and all of that stuff. You know what I mean? And that's what you also need to remember, that even if you landslide a national vote, doesn't mean that translate to success at Eurovision, because there are other factors come into play.
Definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, this is really odd. France seems like very confident. Let me ask Melanie in the room.
Melanie in the room. Melanie in the room. Also, Matt, I have the final results of my little COVID test, and I'm of course negative.
Damn it! So we gotta see each other.
We're gonna see each other.
Is happening in the arena. France still rehearsing? Question mark? Oh, of course. As soon as I send it, that's when you start. Okay.
Yes, I am trying to become Blind Channel 7th man.
And Melanie confirmed it's the final round for Finland.
Cool.
For Finland?
This it.
Because I brought a Blind Channel.
France.
Yes. I love France.
Le Blind Chanel.
This will be the performance with the pyros, by the way.
Okay.
There will be no pyros. Nobody thinks there are any pyros. I'm kidding. Although it would be kind of hilarious. Oh, Connor's gone. Let me bring him back in. There he is.
I crashed again.
God damn it, Connor.
I'm sorry, y'all froze. You were just frozen.
Is internet not working in the middle of the night in America?
Huh?
Is the internet not working in the middle of the night in America?
Yeah, there's too many people here at 5 o'clock in the morning. That or Kirkorov is trying to cut my internet again.
There's been so much racist comments against Tussi that the EBU has started to put warning. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. It would be so weird to actually see France win the contest, because it's been 44 years, forgive me. 1977 was the last time they've won, which is basically it's just as long as the Netherlands had to wait for their win almost.
Well, and
So-
it would be a big thing for the big five too, since their last win was Germany,
Lena.
was Lena in 2010, and then their last win as a big five country was before the big five was even a thing.
They were already technically in 1997, because
Okay,
and
well,
that's when they started
1997.
really. Yeah.
So basically, it's like every, I guess, 14
Yes.
years.
mean-
So she would be a little early ahead of her time.
Spain won in 1969 the last time, when we had 4 winners. That is crazy. And Italy in 1990.
Cool.
Yeah, there was no reason. They were unsure why it took France so long to do another run through. There were no announcement in the arena, by the way. But that's just what happened.
I'm gonna be right back real quick.
Alrighty, so now we're moving on to the UK, and Gabe, what are your thoughts from what you've seen so far? What are your expectations?
So we're going to do better than last, but we're going to finish bottom half. Good performance. James might be able to get us up to 15th.
15?
Nice guy, decent song. It's very 2013. But the thing is, in Eurovision, 2013 is incredibly current. So, on that basis, I have to say, I agree with the person in chat who says want pyro from the trumpets. I would love to see fire just shooting out of the trumpets. That said, because of the angle of them, that would probably incinerate poor James, and I would rather he was not incinerated. So on that basis, maybe they'll need to change the angles a little bit. But I'm excited. I think he could do a really good job. I think it's a song that we're waiting to see if it'll pop off. It could do. I don't know fully what to expect.
Okay, that's fair. I do love the song. Obviously, I've been very vocal about my affinity for that song. I think they need more than just thinking, okay, now we have two big trumpets on stage. That'll do the trick. There needs to be a little bit more than that. There actually needs to be more fire, more energy, and more pyros, because this is an energetic song. And the energy, yeah, the dancers bring it, but James is not a dancer. So he's mostly just, singing and moving around a little, but he's not doing flips or anything like that. So I feel there's a little bit more push of some kind of ooh moment, and that is what I'm missing. And that is...
General question though, what makes this song feel 2013 to you?
Yeah, because I thought it was actually more like current British music, or like just a few years.
It sounds like every single hit song in Britain from 2013 to 2015. Like there was this period of time, bands like Rudimental were huge, Rizzle Kicks, bands like that were massive at that time. You still hear songs like this, but this particularly fits into that niche. It's a good niche, and I like it a lot. And I think it'll sound more current to people outside of the UK, to those in it.
Okay.
At the same time, it's a massive leap forward in terms of sending current music to the contest than what we've had in the past. And it is the sort of thing that still charts well. It's particularly associated, at least in my mind, with that kind of era. I was in high school or just gone to uni, and there was all of that.
And I was thinking that when you said 2013, you meant Eurovision 2013. And I was like, I don't say that I would get Eurovision 2013 vibes from this song. I mean, like, the closest I would put this to is Cascada from 2013. So I just wanted to clarify where that reference was coming from, but that makes more sense. You know British music better than I do.
Not Eurovision 2013, not Eurovision at that time, but rather just sort of what the scene generally is. I mean, the thing is that there's a reason for that, and that is that James Newman has been a hugely successful, award-winning songwriter and was writing music at that time for those artists. It's a reflection of his background in music, which is a good thing because it means we're actually hearing something authentic.
Yeah. Sean actually raises a good point, and that's what bothers me, actually. We finally sent something that represents us. This is very British, but that does make me worry how the rest of Europe will feel about it. It annoys me because it's almost feeling like a negative. Ugh, it's such a British song. And I said it before, like, we praise, it's such a cool Serbian song. We're excited. Oh, that sounds so Spanish. We're so excited. But when it comes to the Brits, it's like, it's too British. I'm like, no, this is authentic then.
I think the issue is that there are some times where the UK song can sound too talent showy. Like, it sounds like it's a song that is, like, produced for, like, X Factor or Got Talent.
Well, that was Michael Rice, for sure. That was Michael Rice.
Not for Eurovision. And I think that's where they've flipped it. They've really flipped the switch and gone a completely different direction.
Okay, so we got to move on here to the UK performing right now. As we all know, we have those two trumpets. They're still hanging a little bit higher up because they were, I want to say they were almost down by now.
Well, I hope they're hanging because if they're not.
At the start.
I mean, you know what I mean.
Dark.
No, it's supposed to be that way.
Oh, really? Okay.
It gets brighter as it goes.
There's a good amount of smoke now.
I feel like they zipped up his jacket this time. I don't think his jacket was zipped up last time.
There are a few odd shots, camera shots that didn't work. Like, at this point, James walks down his little podium, and it's supposed to be the dancers, but you see him walk down awkwardly, so, but very like nonchalantly. I'm like, this looks not right. But,
people who are invisible related, like same sort of thing.
so this is where he's kind of more in the side to the stage, with two of the dancers kind of like playing the trumpet next to him.
Wherever we're free.
Okay, this is difficult, Connor. You're singing to the different parts of the song. That's not what the people are hearing.
I actually can't hear anything on your side, by the way.
Oh, you can't?
No. All I hear is the trumpets
Oh.
on your side.
He should undo the jacket, I think. Having it half up like that is a bit weird.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it just makes him look a little more stiff.
Out of the embers.
Okay, well, you can't tell me that I can't sing and then you start singing.
Huh? What?
You said I couldn't sing and then you start singing.
You can't sing too along to what the people are hearing. Okay, so this is definitely a rehearsal because he's kind of more like looking at the trumpets going like this. Oh, another camera shot. So this was not the best camera work. Gee. So that's got to be some fixing, but the good thing is we still have a little bit of time. At least he has one more run through, and then the third one needs to be a little better because that will be the recorded version. Do the trumpets do anything on stage? Do they move, confetti, anything? No. They're just being slightly, they descend from the ceiling, and then they just hang there.
So my
And then they
opinion,
come down and then they stand on them.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They do stand on them at the very end, right? That's right, at the very, very end. The last, like, little...
Mr. Gabe?
so I don't understand why you would stage such an energetic song in such a static way. Like, I'm a bit frustrated having watched that because we want, an energetic. It's an energetic song with energetic staging, bouncing around. But James is static. All the staging is static. The backdrop, nothing's moving, nothing's changing. The trumpets are just standing there going, which is all very fun. But like, this needed energy and it needed something to make it come alive on stage, and they haven't brought it. And I don't understand why, because if I can see that, and I'm just some idiot on the internet, then why can't the people who the BBC pay a lot of money to stage these things see it as well? We pay an immense amount of money to be in this contest, more than most other countries as it is. And I don't understand why we then cheap out on the bits that are really important. We need to stop coming to the contest with half an entry. We have the singer who's great, we have a decent song, but it's not staged well, and we are our own worst enemies, and it happens year after year after year. We never get it right, and whatever is wrong at the BBC has been wrong for years and needs to be fixed, and it isn't clearly a problem with just the head of the delegation or just a specific part of it. There is something bigger going on here, and I just really wish we could shake it off and actually start showing what we're capable of, because we are underselling ourselves year after year after year, and it has to stop because it's just it's enough. I'm frustrated.
I hear you, because I said the same thing before. Like, it's the energy is missing. That's why I was talking about maybe some more lights, pyros, something to get more energy. Because yes, the dancers do the whole trumpet thing, but it reminds me a little bit more of the not electro velvet, but that kind of style dancing, right? It's not like that energetic, and I do wish there would be more energy. Like, if you bring these big ass trumpets in there, have them do something. They're just sitting there white, and that's it. Like, if get smaller ones, but give the ability to spin around or something like that, or project something onto it, something. But yeah, you just have white big trumpets sitting there with him standing in the center of the podium, and then he goes off and walks around a little bit. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. So I'm hoping maybe in the last one we get a little bit more like pyros. Maybe that's what they're really counting on. I don't know.
Sorry, Connor. I promise you I'd try not to rant today, and that just...
No. My question is, do you think that the reason why the UK stagings that they show up with are not up to par with maybe what we expect for a song, or maybe in comparison to other stagings, because they cannot essentially like validate spending so much money to be in the contest in the Big Five and spend so much money on the staging for the Eurovision, compared to countries who are still going through the semifinals but are only spending money on their act, their staging, and everything. The UK is double dipping the pot.
But you don't need to spend a lot of money to have a good staging. Like Moldova,
I know.
proves that a lot of the time.
Yeah. Maybe they should.
Here.
Should they pull a Sacha Jean Baptiste in there, or one of the other ones? Or you don't think they would do that? They probably would not ask for outside help, huh? Like
I just
Germany
think
did.
UK isn't taking it serious enough yet, and that is the biggest issue. Like, this is a fine staging, but it isn't good enough to really like be good, like be considered good. Like, it's not bad, but it's just not gonna light up anyone's room really. Like, to quote the lyrics, like it's not gonna make people want to vote for the song. Like, it's not. This is not a complete insult to him as an artist or to the song itself. It just is very static, and it's just not going to improve what they already had. It's that is the biggest issue, I guess.
Well, and my point is mostly that, they obviously spent money on this because number one, they made those big ass trumpets. But number two, like, I mean, they have lasers, they have the LED design, they have the outfits and everything like that. I just think that they're not using their money the correct way. I think that they're spending their money on things that are going to cover up what's happening.
Yeah.
Things that are going to distract you from everything else, instead of spending their money on a more, if you want to do something that's a little bit more understated, something that is more simplistic, like France. It does not take a lot of money to pull off the staging that France has done, but it is clean, it is slick, it is polished, and it's beautiful. Versus the UK staging, especially coming right after France. So this is kind of like the recency effect here. But coming straight off of France, there's nothing in the staging that's really there to enhance the performance. It's just kind of there to get the point across that there is brass in the song. The trumpets don't even do anything. They literally just get stood on at the end. Like, that's the only reason that they're there.
You think what you're seeing is, I think, a fundamental problem in the way that it's viewed, the Eurovision performance is viewed. It is a single unified thing, from the staging to the instrumentation, the production, and of course the song. The problem is, I don't think the BBC sees it that way. They see it as, okay, we have the song, and then we need to put something on stage. Just throw some stuff on there. Every now and then we break out of this stupor and we do something like we did in 2017, which was just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to start thinking about the whole package.
Give me 1 second, guys.
Oh, now I can hear James. It's because Matt stopped talking.
Sure. Let me just walk away from it. I'll be right back, guys.
I said that because he took his earphones off.
He's gonna go and fight some people. That is the honest truth.
We now have the BBC on our door, knocking down, saying, "I heard that you said something negative."
Oh, it's just starting for me. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah. It's about to start for me.
Yeah, we're behind Matt.
And we're behind you too. I mean, I am.
Lighting was better at the start that time, I thought. Because first time his face was completely like dark, but this time you can actually see him.
It's just a spotlight issue, I think. I don't think the spotlight's actually on him correctly. I will say, while these trumpets are completely unnecessary, at least they flash red and blue.
That's true.
That's a nice detail.
Yeah, I mean, the trumpets aren't even the, like, what the hell did I do now? Aren't even the worst thing, but it's just that the dancers don't really do much. Like, they just like, oh, hey, we go to the left now. Oh, we go to the right now. How do I fix this? Why is it
Look at this chorus bit. You're in the chorus, and there's barely any movement on stage. The dancers, they're dancing, but they're in place. James, I think they should have sort of tried to get him to have a bit more energy as well. Just feels like a missed opportunity in some ways.
I mean, in fairness, James is not known for his energetic stage performances.
No, but then you need to. I mean, I think James might be more energetic than the dancers here. Like, if you know that the artist may not have that energy in him, bring it with the dancers. Bring it with a good performance that like makes it all elevate. But it's not.
I think the issue is perhaps it's just the LED that's an issue. I think there's just a big disconnect from what's happening in the song, on the stage, and on the LED.
Yeah.
So there's just there's like it sounds like or it looks like there's like 3 different ideas that are all kind of happening at the same time. Actually 4, because then there's also the lasers on the platform. But it doesn't seem like all 4 of these ideas connect together. Maybe is that just me?
Yeah. This comment sums it up quite well. No one says the UK is too obsessed with sending what they think is a Eurovision song rather than an authentic, good package, basically. Like, they probably thought this would be a good Eurovision staging, while not actually trying to stage the song, just trying to pick a Eurovision staging off the shelf and be like, okay, gonna be good enough.
But in fairness, we had this comment about...
I completely missed this performance. Did I miss anything important? Like
in the middle of a comment.
He sung very nicely. Sorry.
Okay.
We have had this comment about someone in semifinal 2 that like showing up with just an okay package in a different year would have been just fine. And I think that that's also the problem here is that we've seen so many great stagings and productions that this is just not going to live up to par with what everyone else has brought from the other delegations.
Yeah.
And I think that the UK probably brought it and they were like, yes, this is such a great staging. But I think they maybe got to Rotterdam and watched the clips and they were like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh dear. They're standing there like...
Did he give us... Did he give us more energy? I didn't watch this performance because I was skipping it. Or was he just saying? Because I said before, I'm withholding final judgment because I'm waiting for like Pyro's energy. I feel as he's just holding back for that really important performance. So I'm just seeing if he's getting there or not yet.
I would have loved to have seen a bit more. I mean, it was a bit more, but like it's still maybe he's I think he might be holding on to it for his final run.
Okay.
I hope so anyway. But I would have loved to see like in the final chorus or something if he'd come out with his dancers onto the arm of the arm, the twig, the branch. What would you call it? The sticky out bit of the stage.
Outcrop stage?
Yes, I would have loved if they'd like danced along there, like added some movement to it. It felt like we feel like we're going somewhere. Whereas I just
no, because that's what I'm saying. Like I was withholding final judgment because I love this song so much, and I said, give me energy. This is the 3rd run through coming up. If that is not getting what I was asking for, Pyro's energy, then I am worried as well. I was really hoping for a little bit more. Like I said last time, relax. It's the first rehearsal. Things will still come into place. And a lot of the other countries, we saw that, right? They fixed things, they changed things, and we've got it. Here, I feel as nothing has changed. And now I'm going to get a little concerned. I wasn't last time. Now I am. But I'm hoping for the last run through. That's where we're getting it. Someone's asking, how was James's voice? What did you guys think?
Sounded fine.
Good. Yeah. One thing I do want to make a point of, though, is, we were a little critical on the stage, or the staging, but it is still an improvement from the level of investment they made in 2019. So there are positive improvements being made. I just don't think that this was the right direction to have gone. I think that they maybe went a little too far this time, and they needed to rein it back just a little bit and rethink some elements. But I think that you'll see it maybe in the rehearsal clip. You might see how we're kind of thinking that it's a little bit busy on stage, because you'll kind of see everything that's happening with the trumpets, the dancers, the lasers, the lights, the LED wall. Like it's.
But yet it feels
electric.
Empty.
Yeah, but the staging feels kind of empty. Yeah.
What was I going to say? I am still hoping because, that more people like me are out there that regardless of the staging will like the song as much. Because I think it is people sleeping it on it a little. I think it's just a really good song. And I hope everyone I played to in the US at least, right? They thought it was one of their favorites. So, or at least like they all liked it. I didn't play all 39 songs to them, but I played like a few. But they all liked the UK. And so I'm hoping there's more like that out there. So I'm still rooting for the UK big time. Because, they need a little boost in confidence as well here.
Oh, and I forgot to mention they will also have fireworks. So they also put fireworks in this. That's also in here.
Speaking of, here they come. His microphone's not working. Oh, wait. We cannot hear his voice.
Under pressure. I'll sing it. Take my hand.
Or maybe it's just the sound is weird. I do not hear his voice.
No, I hear the arena.
I'll come back to it after the song is complete. I'll come back to it.
Oh yeah, they stopped it.
No,
Guys,
it's the
stop it.
arena.
I
I hear a baby crying.
Hello, I'm
Me?
talking. The clip is over. That means they have to start over. So it wasn't just me.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
yeah, microphone is broken.
Yes.
That's weird. I'm like literally the only audio I'm getting is from the arena. Like someone's microphone is on in the arena, but not James's.
Melanie said there is a little problem here. They're always just like stop.
It's very odd. I don't know whose microphone would have been on in the arena.
Yeah. I was like, it was so weird. Like, it's just a really bad sound in here. But the funny thing is, he was smiling. Like, I liked his energy already. I was like, ooh.
So
But
Melanie has gone rogue and she's actually started sabotaging Eurovision.
that is
No
true.
more of that. Get off. You're
The
done.
person, if I can go back, there was a question which is interesting. Do you think ITV would do a better job? To be honest, I'm not convinced. I don't know whether it's a BBC thing or just a British broadcaster thing. I mean, the BBC is very particular in the way it works.
Playing babies crying is a bold strategy from the UK, but you cannot vote like for the baby. Vote for the baby. Vote
Why
for
is
the
that
baby.
so funny to me?
Vote for the baby. I know. Should they continue with the BMG partnership or go back to BBC introducing and allow new talent to present authentic songs? Chris is asking. I didn't know they had like some kind of partnership going on.
Yeah. Basically, BMG picks they pick an artist in conjunction with BMG, somebody who BMG is trying to profile. James is the first one that they've done this with. I'm just interested to see. To be honest, I'm interested to see what they do next, because it may be that things dramatically improve now. I mean, this is still early days, and we know this is an improvement from what it was like before. If you think about like 2015 and our entries in that kind of era, I think we have to leave it a few more years before we need to sort of let it stabilize and see if it goes anywhere before we.
So Italy will perform in the second half, by the way.
Oh,
There you
So
go.
I
think
wanted
we've got
everyone
one of
to
our
know.
borderline closers.
Yeah, they're doing
So
the press
we'll see,
conference.
maybe, or it's going to be one of the first ones in the half. I don't know what the EBU will do, because it would be also good. It would be a great right before the break kind of song. You know, I don't know.
Right after to get back
Yeah.
into it, like
Or that. Yeah. There's a little discussion on stage, by the way. Right
Oh,
now.
really?
Yeah, I'm just.
Oh.
Yeah, little discussion on stage. James asked to go back on his set now.
Okay.
I hope that doesn't
Our-
happen in the live. If we end up having to do a second run,
Yeah, that would be.
what would they do if that happened live? They'd just have to keep the song playing.
Well, they would do. Yeah. Well, technically, they could do two things. They could stop it, or if they could fix it in time, they would let him perform and then do.
Italy, we know about Italy. Yeah.
Because in 1991, they just stopped it and they just did it again.
So as a reminder, this is the performance that will be recorded in case of COVID.
Here we go.
Out of the embers.
Yeah, so I just noticed that the actual platforms are very visible on stage for the trumpets.
Yeah, because before that they were already down to the full the ground. Now they're keeping them up in the air longer.
Well, they were already up in the air, but like you can actually see. I've never seen them on stage.
Well, in the first run through, the trumpets were like basically at the bottom by now.
Yeah.
Now they don't put them all the way down.
He's a little off key, just like at the higher notes, just a couple of times. I think that's just vocal strain, though.
Yeah, they're still not as energy as I was hoping for.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of the same energy that we've gotten all day from him.
Yeah, it started out nice, but then
I mean, either way, regardless.
I just
of what
like it. It's so likable. Sorry, go ahead.
I say, regardless of what happens to this, you're still going to get up and dance to it. So
Yeah. My opinion of the song will not change.
No, still love the song.
Oh, there's some bad camera shots there. Okay. The camera work is not where it should be at this point either.
No smoke on
Which is
stage,
so-
by the way, to the person who asked.
It's so weird because the camera work on the first rehearsal was not bad.
Yeah. So the trumpets are all the way down now, by the way. Still no fireworks, no pyros, no nothing.
It's interesting. The lights on the arena are cycling between red, yellow, and green, but there's no green on stage. I can't tell if it's green or teal. I think it's
Pyros, come on.
teal.
They didn't do anything with pyros, nothing. They just thought we have 2 trumpets, we're good.
Yeah,
We good.
They didn't do it in the first rehearsals.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's
but
the-
Nothing.
I was hoping that they saved it for the.
didn't they have fireworks? No,
I don't know. They didn't. I know
Well,
that.
like
that's
in
the
the-
thing.
in the
Because
first
we were surprised
rehearsal.
about that.
They didn't.
oh, I thought
No, they did not. No, they did not. I was like, well, they maybe keep it for the second one, and I was wrong. So, yeah, I'm this. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm probably because I'm just so attached to the song. I was hoping that, I was like all
Oh,
calm, like
Lord.
they're gonna figure it out by the end. Don't worry. And now I'm like, oh, they did not. Okay, it
Uh,
didn't come together as some of the other rehearsals, unfortunately.
Speaking of the UK, the torrential UK downpour just started here in America. So
What
he
happened?
he lit up the room, and a
Hmm.
giant bolt of thunder just struck the ground here in America. It caught me
Here,
off
the
guard.
weather, as you can see, is brick wall.
What a mood! What
And
a
then-
mood!
James could have at least done like a little bit like spin. And people also, he sounds like, I get upset when they always say, he sounds like, this daddy dance or whatever they call it. But just, and I hate that. Like,
Daddy dance.
oh, whatever they call it. And it's just hated. But let him just have like spin around a little, but he doesn't do anything. And the dancers play the fake trombone thing. But do you need to have fake trombone players? We have 2 big trumpets on stage already anyway.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
The things that we have said on this stream, from Roy's mention of the golden shower to now James doing the daddy dance, it's just so many gay innuendos.
That's a gay innuendo? Oh, see, I wasn't even going for that. I was
It's the
really.
funny thing because you say them all just accidentally.
It's like the dad, like a father. They're like a father would dance. That's what they're talking about. So, it's just. Was it that funny? I guess it was to Gabe.
Someone put in the chat, "Daddy twerking," and yes, if you wanted to meme that, that would be daddy twerking.
What did we have yesterday? Oh, first we had the balls, Duncan's balls, and now we're
Your
talking about
Duncan's
this.
balls. Yes, you were talking
Really?
about those.
Okay, so that didn't work well out either. Anyway, so yeah, but in all honesty, I still am rooting for the UK. I'm rooting for the song, but I do think this was maybe, to sum it up, a missed opportunity here for the United Kingdom. So
I'll probably
Yeah.
leave after the first run through of Spain, or
Yeah.
else I'll miss my train.
Walter said no pyros left for the UK. Poland used them all. And somebody else said earlier, even Engelbert Humperdinck got pyros. He
Really?
can't get it.
Did he really?
I think he
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
I feel like
the
I've-
Catherine wheels.
I feel like I've literally blocked that performance out of my memory. So
Because he went like, "Love will set you free," and then the Catherine wheels started in the background.
did you
Who
just
has-
say we?
Who has the better dances with trumpets, Germany or UK? I will say that Germany, only because they just don't rely on the trumpet gimmick. You know what I mean? They are definitely doing more than just playing the trumpet. What do you guys think?
It's literally like, look, it's James Newman featuring brass. That's the
Yes.
staging. That's the whole stage concept is James Newman featuring brass band.
So you could say that it's he's daddy dancing and he has a horny stage concept.
Dad dancing or whatever you want to call it. I don't know.
I'm here all week. I'm here all week. You can't get rid of me.
Gabe from the
Oh,
chat.
watch out.
No. Nope. I'm the button boy here. I have the magic power to remove people. But since you asked, Roy, Connor, I'm just going to do it this way. Now I'll bring him back. So, in all seriousness, we're going to have Spain next, and Spain will be the last country of the night, and not only of the night. This will be the last individual rehearsal for the year. Forgive me. So, and starting then Monday, we will move on to the dress rehearsal stage where we have full run-throughs. We finally get to see the hosts. We get to see the in-level acts. We get to see the fake qualifiers, which is all we care about. And I will yell at people in here again.
Georgia's going to win.
Georgia's going to win. I know, right? Well, first they have to qualify in a fake way.
They will qualify easily.
They will fake qualify. Okay. I know I was so excited about that. And my favorite part is actually in the jury show, where we actually have the act sitting in the green room with the fake results, and they go like fake. I mean, they actually go on stage like, "Oh, I'm qualified," you know. That to me is my favorite part.
Well, and don't most of the delegations actually leave before like the fake results end, just because it's so late?
Not in 2019. Actually, Zena fell asleep in the. She was kind of
queen. What a mood!
I know, you just saw her, and it was hilarious. Some of them left, I think, but most of them stayed, actually. When you watch the jury show, they were still there. In previous years, some of them, they let them go, but I know in the past year or two, they actually stayed until the bitter end. So that they know. Not during the other dress rehearsals, not like the first and the third, only the jury show.
Yeah.
So that, yeah, so.
Still, that's late. That's a late requirement to be there.
Especially in the grand final. And I don't know if wait, in the grand final, they don't do that. Only in the semis, I recall, I think. But I have to remember. Because in the other rehearsals we have like the stand-ins, you know, for like qualifiers. It's funny because sometimes you have the same person qualifying 4 times, you know, like, and it's Cyprus, and then they run to Cyprus and be like, yes, and now it's San Marino, and they're for San Marino. So it's just really funny. All right, so let's see. You have a few minutes to ask us some questions. At ESC United in the chat. The whole music video is pyros next to the max, and so there's nothing. That's another thing. I was like expecting pyros. I'm like, you spend all that money on the music video, and here you don't come with anything? It's ridiculous. We actually don't have time for questions. Forgive me, because Spain's already rehearsing. Jesus Christ.
That's where the UK budget went, was the fireworks on the hill.
Yeah. I think the BBC can afford it, but that's just me. So as pointed out, Blas Cantó, it's only him on stage, and he's starting out a cappella, and it's a new version of the song. And Gabe, you get to hear it for the first time.
Exciting.
He's wearing, I think, just a shirt, right? A black shirt. What is a jacket? It's so dark.
Black shirt.
Black shirt. Yeah, it's so darker. Yeah, now I can see it.
Oh, it's starting.
A very shiny black shirt.
Blas might be one of my favorite in terms of people. Such a lovely guy.
Yeah, like you want to root for him, even though the song is not necessarily to my liking a whole lot. It's not bad, you know. It's just one of those in between songs for me. Oh, so it says, oh my God, that's terrible. It says Spain #ESP 00 or like before 0. Like, what does the 00 stand for? I know, for the running order, but it's. Did they have the others as well? Oh, okay. I thought it was only Spain. Oh, I was like, that's all right. I thought they all had. Oh, they were like, that's kind of cruel.
And like, all the Spanish fans were really very negative about this staging, and
it's like a recurring theme.
Well, but I think that
was really good.
I think they need to wait till they see the whole thing, because I can get it, you know, when you see the giant, you know.
Yeah, when you
see
moon picture, it's like, oh, big moon, and then like, it's more than that. It fits it.
It's really pretty good. This zoom out.
He sounds good, first of all. His voice is spot on.
Oh my gosh, that zoom out from the stage all the way to the back of the arena, and then the moon just.
What isn't it they didn't like? Just because it was a big moon and they thought it was stupid?
Yeah, they just thought it was so. They were like, basically, oh, you just put a giant moon on stage, great. But like, I think the issue is that the RTV put like the last like 20 or 30 seconds of the staging on Twitter. So all you see is him on stage with the moon. You don't see the whole front half of the staging.
Yeah.
His
yeah.
big notes coming in there.
I actually voted for this as the best.
I did
staging.
too. Same.
But I mean, we've been kind of the lone wolves in most of the votes.
What vote?
The press vote.
Oh.
I thought the staging was very effective.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. Were they like last in the press vote?
I think they were UK.
Ooh, he just came from that
huge note.
Wow.
What?
He just vocally improv'd in the most effective way possible on those high notes.
Yeah. I was gonna say his high notes were really, really nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what kind of
wow.
the Spanish fans wanted Leva staging, so from Lithuania 2018.
Yes, they wanted an appearance of, which is what I think I talked about on the stream for the first rehearsal. I think that they really wanted an appearance of his grandmother on stage as a hologram, and I totally get that. I totally understand where you're coming from. However, I think that this also still tells a very good version of the staging. But I also do think that they had already purchased that giant moon for Universo, and so they said, we're going to put it on stage whether you like it or not.
Oh, yes, I forgot about that.
Which is this is a critique. I think that a lot of delegations have been finding elements from their 2020 plans, depending upon how far they got into it, and trying to kind of retrofit them into. And some delegations are probably doing a lot better at that than some others.
You could have done both, though. You could have had like a little like showing up of a grandmother in the back. Granted, we don't speak Spanish. Spanish people know what the lyrics are about. The average Eurovision viewer doesn't know that what he's singing about. So the moon works in that sense.
Right. Yeah. So I think that might be where the concept of the moon perhaps came from, was perhaps Spain had already purchased the 30-meter moon that descends from the ceiling. And they're like, well, let's just go ahead and throw this on the rafter and just make it come in.
Roy, are you getting ready to leave? I see you putting on your jacket.
I'm ready to leave, yes, because...
How long does it take you to get here?
I don't know. Your last press conference is done, and then I should be at the center.
Because we still had to, after the press conference, I still have to record a couple of videos, but we'll take your time. Okay.
Okay.
All right, I see you then.
Yes.
So say bye to everyone, Roy.
Goodbye. I'll see you
Bye,
guys, not tomorrow, but I'll see you guys again.
Yeah. All right.
Bye.
All right. Off he goes. Thank God. All right. What?
You didn't say Dewey back.
Aw. I'll let him know that this was not nice. Shrikan is asking, it's such a shame that Blas didn't get a song and a promotion from RTVE as excellent as his staging. It's the same kind of frustration Gabe has when it comes to the UK staging. Okay. I mean, but I'm trying to understand exactly what, I mean, yes, we could have the grandmother thing, but are they talking about pictures of a grandmother, or do they bring an actual grandmother, hi, on the stage, you know? I'm like...
He's baking bread in an oven.
Hello.
You know what I mean? So this song, I mean, you have to be, it's the song to those who don't speak Spanish. I don't necessarily interpret it sounds more almost like a love song to me, right? Like the vibes I'm getting from it. So, but with the moon, I guess I purchased it. I didn't think of that until you pointed it out. It's not, for me, it does not seem out of place or cheap. I'm not saying it's going to be the prop or the thing that'll give Spain the best results ever, but I'm just saying that it does not seem cheap or out of place to me.
I mean, and I will say that the person who asked that original chat had said, not specifically about the staging, but I don't think he got a good song. I would highly disagree. I would say that this is an amazing song. And at number one, I mean, it's a song that fits him. It allows him to show off vocally without it becoming off as too showy. Yes, he does sing a lot of high notes and he does have a lot of moments in the song vocally, but it's not when people show up and it's like a talent show song where I'm just singing showy to be showy to try and get votes. That's who Blas Cantó is. He is known for those high notes as a singer. So I mean, I think this is in my top 15 of the grand final like locked in already. I just obviously don't know who else is going to be in the top 15 because I don't know who's going to qualify. But it's a really good song and staging, and I think that they'll be pleased once they see potentially the full product.
See, Dad, I'm like, I mean, the songs, there's a reason why it is mostly forgotten in most polls, because people just, I don't know, there's a whole lot to grab onto melodically to the song. The best part is Blas Cantó's high notes. So I'm struggling really getting into the song, and I don't think there's any staging that could fix that. So I'm not necessarily agree that it's really a song that will stand out in a competition like this, especially if Spain gets another first half run. That would be kind of like really, really hard.
Yeah.
If it's closer to the end, maybe it could get some point, but there's other very powerful, strong ballads in here. And I think they could potentially steal the spotlight. That would be my concern.
Yeah.
To be honest, here in Spain, at least from what I've seen, we feel Blas is, as a singer is way better than his song. And that I completely agree with, because he is he's vocally very consistent and he has a nice range. I mean, the range is ridiculous. So I agree with that sentiment.
No, yeah, I would 100% agree that I do wish that he had a slightly different song, but at least the song that they've shown up with does not give me like, you had this great talent and you gave us that vibes. It's okay. There are elements of the song that I wish were slightly different because I think it could be slightly better. But overall, I'm at least happy with what we do have. It's very that.
Yeah. We'll just see. I'm still I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm concerned about Spain's odds in the national final. In the grand final, I meant. We're walking away backwards.
We already qualified out of that one.
So anyway, any questions that you guys have at ESC United, and we'll do our best to answer them. How many energy drinks has Connor gone through in the past week?
4 and about 12 Diet Cokes.
Ugh.
That counts.
Yeah.
So yeah.
If Barbara and John end up in the same half in the final, who do you think producers will put latest in the running order? My hunch tells me France. Only because didn't Switzerland have already a really good running order in 2019? Weren't they like in the last 3 or so?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, so I think they would then give France a slightly better. But France had a good one as well, but I think they would give France the better ones. That would be my guess. What do you guys think?
I think you can win from anywhere as long as you're not in the first 5.
Right.
I
said 7, but
Salvador was 7th, wasn't he?
No, he was like 10th or something like that, 11.
I thought Salvador was earlier than that. I could have sworn he was. I could have sworn Salvador came in the first 10. I'm gonna look, but you can win from early. I don't think that's because wasn't it like Salvador 7? Then
Salvador was 11.
He was 11. Okay.
Yeah, no, he wasn't.
I knew that it was like Italy, and then poor Denmark was sandwiched in between Italy and Portugal, which was absolutely brutal. But no, I think you could win from 6th or 7th. If you smash it on the night. Like, people are forgetful, but if your performance is memorable enough, then they won't.
I don't know. I mean, think about Norway. They came first in 2018 in the semis, and then they performed in 7th, and then they came 11th overall, I think. So I think it needs to be like 9th at the bare minimum to really do well.
You also have to keep in mind, especially in Norway's case, is that you go from a pool of 16 songs, and just because you're the top one out of 16 songs doesn't mean you're the top song out of 26.
True. No, that is true.
And it's a different pocket of voters, because you're combining the voters from both semifinals, and the people who vote in semifinal 1 are going to be the same as the people who vote in semi 2. So just because semi 1 supports you, if semi 2 supports someone else more than they support you, oops, you come 11th in the grand final.
That is true, but it has never happened to such a dramatic effect before.
Yeah,
and it was the first time that they put a first winner, number 1, this early in the running order. And I'm not defending Norway because that was not a song. But I'm saying there is such a thing as early running order that has an impact. So if you would have put another song this early, it doesn't mean they're going to be as equally as horrible, but it may suffer some, numbers.
I mean, my general stance is that if you have a package that is memorable, impactful, and has like a long-lasting effect, which I mean
Yeah, but
you could see from, and I know I'm not talking running order here. I'm just making an objective statement here. Like
Mhm.
things like 1944 and basically all the winners, they left an impact, and regardless of where they were slotted, you remember those performances. And
yeah,
so
but
you could come second in the grand final, and if you have a memorable package, people are still going to want to vote for you, regardless of where you are in the slottings.
there
That's
is an
my
issue often that happens. What I'm talking about that you don't take into consideration is that some people don't even turn on halfway through the show, and so a lot of votes are not even based on the early performances. So that is something we also there are multiple
Still.
factors that come into play.
Yeah, I mean, but still, even if you make it, if you tune in for the running order or the recap, if you have a stunning recap, you might still get points. I mean, it's my point is that if you have a staging that upstages everyone else, it doesn't matter where you come in the slotting order.
That is just not historically accurate, though. If it is statistically when you look at it.
I'm saying my objective opinion. I'm not saying historically that's what Eurovision holds. I'm saying I do not think that it matters. You could perform first, you could perform 26th. It doesn't matter. You need to show up and deliver. That's what makes you win, not your running order.
Agree to disagree on that one.
I just hope all the artists have a nice time.
Yeah. Speaking of nice times, Spain is taking the stage. Someone said objective opinion?
Yeah, where do we have those?
No, because you said objective opinion.
Sorry, subjective opinion.
So I was like, objective opinion.
Yes, mine is now fact.
Germany drew the second half, right?
Germany, their second half, people. Wow.
That's it. Jendrik's going to win now.
Yeah, it's done. No, don't put any money down on him, though. And we're not advertising that because we had that yesterday with Roy.
The moon definitely came down a little less suddenly.
Yeah.
There was something in the first run where it just like descended, and you were like, "Oh, it's here."
It's so sad that you're like, sorry, we bought this moon last year. We have to use it this time around.
Well, I mean, we don't know that officially, but
I thought somebody said that. I thought somebody said that officially.
No, I said I have a conspiracy theory that they had already purchased it from last year. And so they were like, "Well, let's go ahead and use it since it's here."
See, I took it as fact. I thought that was true.
I said I have an opinion.
You remember when Azerbaijan with NQ'd? I think it was in 2018. Big note, hit well. And literally, there was a picture the next day of just all of the bits from the staging had just been left out in the car park.
Yeah.
Like they just abandoned them.
Genus said, I have no money anymore, all on Georgia. Yeah, that's all Roy's fault from yesterday. Thanks a lot, Roy. All of our viewers are bankrupt now. This is terrible.
And I like that
bankrupt yourself already. Bankrupt yourself now by giving us all your money. By doing super chats.
Could you see
the ending of this back to Spain, who's on stage? I like how the ending shot is just the lighting of the moon and him looking up. Like that's a very nice way. I mean, it's still the moon is maybe not 100% tied into the staging, but at least there's a general acknowledgement that it exists on stage.
Do you think that Germany could be the closer?
I don't know.
I actually was like, first like, no, but because Eurovision often takes like some notes from like Melodie Festivalen, and they often put the more cheerful, funny songs at the end. So I'm thinking maybe they want to end it up because not necessarily the winner, but like, you know, the more goofy songs, whatever you want to call it. So I could see Germany closing this show actually.
I mean, the only concern I have is that their staging is very similar to the ending staging of Spain. And so you literally would be ending because they had the Holly like explosions of color in their staging as well for Spain 2019. So you basically would be ending on the exact same note you ended in 2019, which means that if Germany does close, Germany may not have a good showing.
But I don't think that people will remember that they did the
No,
same thing
no.
in 2019.
No, I'm just using systems of analysis here. That
Mhm.
history has said that if you have Holly in your staging and you go last in the running order, you don't do well in Eurovision.
History said it 'cause once. That's true.
You got my message about the half in
Germany? Yeah.
the second half.
Yeah, and someone put in the chat because Grande Amore and Requiem were such goofy songs, Matt.
I was just saying in Melody Festivalen. I didn't say at Eurovision. And I said since they're getting more and more like in line with what they are doing. Lavenda is one example, for instance.
Goofy. It's high energy.
No, goofy. It's like high energy. So they made it a silly staging. Come on, there was like like people laugh at it a little bit. No, not at Eurovision because we also had Italy in 2018 going like with a very serious song, you know. So I'm just saying, what if they're gonna go down that route? That's what I'm saying.
Okay. All right.
No. I know that's Eurovision hasn't done that yet as much. Could they be first of the second half or after some break instead? Germany, I don't know. I think Germany's going to get a slightly better running order this summer, only because I do think because they've gotten a less than favorable last time around that they're going to take that in consideration.
Apparently, the moon is a balloon, according to Melanie, who's just tweeted a picture of them inflating it.
Oh,
The moon is a giant balloon.
so I was kidding, like, oh, make sure it doesn't deflate or anything like that. So I was right. So
Can you
nobody bring a
imagine
needle.
at the end of the performance, he just throws something up and it goes, boop!
That would be highly unfortunate. I think it's a pretty sturdy balloon.
Well, as long as it makes it to the grand final, if he pops it, oops.
So this is the third and final run through for Spain. We get smoke this time.
Ooh.
Which is what is needed.
Mm-hmm. And
I think
this will
on
be
the
the
last,
recorded version, by the way. Just let you know, this is the one that, in case COVID, this is the one they'll use.
I think on the last run, on the first rehearsals, there was a little bit too much smoke at one moment. But
I don't remember.
so far, it's looking good. It was just like no, it was too. There wasn't enough smoke. That's what it was. The smoke hadn't turned on quick enough. Oh, this is much better.
Ryan Mapper's asking, what about the 4-hour break on Monday between rehearsals? Will the stream be cut, or is it going to be just us chatting and vibing? Ryan Mapper, we need a little break in between because we got to eat. So we're not going to have a 4-hour break, but we'll have a little break. Oh, yeah, there was some issues with UK. They had to start over.
I mean, the UK has a lot of issues. Not just the song, just in general.
I'm sorry, Gabe, what?
Don't worry, I was just bitching about the country that I live in.
Don't be political.
Oh no, it's not political, it just rains all the time.
I like this high note. He sings it so well.
I'm hoping he does that little improv moment. I'm sure he's probably testing it for the actual grand final.
So then, Netherlands doesn't need a draw because they already have their running order. So, so we have three direct qualifiers in the second half: Italy, Germany, and Netherlands. So then France, UK, and Spain. I mean, technically, they all could end up in the second half, but
France is first half.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw someone say that in the chat.
Someone has to. Someone has to be.
They haven't drawn yet, have they?
I think so. I thought they had.
I
thought
think so. I think
no.
Someone was saying that they would be. Her
No.
press conference isn't yet.
Press conference hasn't started yet. spreading misinformation
Her
here.
press conference isn't
sorry.
until 13:30.
Yeah, because first it's the Netherlands who are going to have the press conference, but they're not going to draw anything because they already have their position 23. So, but France, I'm not too worried about. Even if France gets first half, yes, you always want to get like second half. I get all that. There is a reason why we all want second half because it just increases your odds. Even though Connor disagrees.
I didn't agree. I yawned.
No, before
Oh,
I was saying
oh,
because you
sorry.
say like as long as you have a good package, France will get a good running order. They'll get like between 11th and 13th. So, or 10 and 13th. So, kind of like what Salvador had, what Conchita Wurst had, so I'm not worried about that at all. The favorites get a good spot. Any question that you have, Quince? This is the last run through in the chat at ESC United, especially if you have any questions for Connor, because this is Connor's last day before he's going on vacay.
Thank goodness for this panel.
I know. So you've no more rehearsals, no more interviews scheduled, right?
No, I have one more. I'll be with the Black Mamba in about 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Oh, okay. One more then.
And then I don't know. Blas Cantó's team got with me, and they were like, "Yeah, we'd be willing to do an interview with you tomorrow in the press center." And I was like, "Oh, well, I won't be there." And they were like, "Oh, okay, we'll get back with you." And that was yesterday, and I haven't heard anything. So I might have one before I leave on Sunday. Because Sunday is basically just the red or the turquoise carpet. But Blas is probably the only person I'm suspecting will make an appearance. On the channel.
Sean is asking, who is your favorite British colleague? No pressure, Gabe. So,
been here longer. But I still love Gabe.
Do I have to pick favorites? I don't do favorites. I love you, Sean. Even though you kind of called out sick today. It's fine. No, he's sick. I need him all rested and healthy starting Monday. So take your time. Drink some tea. There was no reference actually to you being Brit. Just tea helps when you get sick. And I'll see you Monday. Do you think they'll put Finland next to Germany in the running order for fun? No, I think that would put something slower in between them, right?
Probably. Knowing them, they like to kind of really produce and logically think about the running order. So, yeah, they'll probably put something that's different between them.
Unless we don't have any, all ballots will be eliminated, then maybe they have to.
It's just a nonstop journey to Pop Central.
How is Connor? Question for you from Eco. How is with Stefania? What is how is? Things are good, right?
I mean, based off of what I know that we're gonna be on the ERT news channel tonight at 20 Central. So tune in to ERT to hear a statement from Matt. But that's
what? Why? What?
No, not a statement. It was just they just used a few clips. I don't even know if they used my clip that I just kind of glanced at, and I only saw me talking about the COVID situation. I didn't see myself talking about Greece. So
you were on the news this morning, I think too. But
other
than that, I mean, there is no situation or anything with me and Stefania or me and the Greek delegation. So it's totally fine. There was just a funny happening that happened yesterday, and that's it. That's all it is.
So I'm
not banned from the country of Greece either. So
no,
put
at
that,
least not yet.
Not yet, yes.
Not yet, at least. We have Connor Saviste, Matt Tain, Sean Hitt featuring Flo Roida, Melanesia. Melanesia. That's it. All gave us Eurovision. You're Melanesia, like Melanesia. And now who does Gabe gets? Gabe. Think something about Gabe. An artist that we can use Gabe's name with. I'm looking at the list. Somebody help me out. Actually, why isn't Roy Leslie Roy? They already has Roy in the last name. Wouldn't that make perfect sense?
I mean, it's a little too on the nose, but
maybe too much. Gay. I'm looking for the list.
It could be. Well, I guess it would be Elena Sagebarino.
I quite like horror Gabe. Or
Natalia
Gabe.
Gabe.
Or
Natalia
Gabe.
Gabe.
There you go.
Actually,
I'll go
I like
with.
that.
Yeah. What's it?
So you go, Mac. You go.
I was going to say Natalia Gabienko. That's a Gabe in there.
Gabidenko.
Or Tornike Gabiani.
There's so many options now. I feel like we need like a poll or something.
Dadi Gabe
No.
Namagnid.
Gabe's Tears.
That's my favorite one because it'll also be me when
Yes.
the result doesn't go the way I want it, and I'll be on the reaction shows like. Ah!
Gabaskin. Let me. Yeah. Oh gosh, that is too funny. But yeah, so
I like that. Dathi and Gabna
Gabe's Fizz.
we're clearly bored. That's what we're talking about. This live stream has gone downhill quickly. Remember when we provided a high quality, high standard coverage, and now we're talking about our nicknames.
You've ever done that, Matt? Don't put a false image.
Well, you weren't on there, so you wouldn't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
Then you came along, and this is what happened. So I guess I got to blame you.
That's fine. I won't make an.
Getting me in trouble with delegations, and no, this. Nah, I'm kidding.
Fine. When everyone sees that I'm no longer a part of this and I've started my own channel, you'll know why.
Hurry Gabe is good. So is it Gabe's Tears or Hurry Gabe? Your choice, Gabe. I was able to choose Gabe. Guys, can you chat for a second? I need to talk to Melanie for 2 seconds.
No problem.
Sure.
So
Which one
Connor,
would you prefer?
I actually quite like whoever said Dathi and Gabna Magnith. I quite like that.
Gabna Magnid, yes.
But if I had to choose between Horror Gabe and Gabe's Tears, I'm going to go with, this is like a critical decision, so I have to think about it carefully. I'm going to go with Horror Gabe. We'll go with Horror Gabe.
Horror Gabe. All right. Well, you need to find 3 people who can harmonize with you so you can make the Horror Gabe group.
Yeah.
Be it Eurovision.
Maybe Connor, this is what we can do after Eurovision. We'll start a girl group. You, me, Matt, and Roy, and Sean, and we'll take World by Storm.
There you go. There you go. We can be the act for the UK next year.
Because that's not a very high bar to clear. So.
Well, I was just going to say it's going to be a joke on the UK weather. So we'll take it by storm. But
hilarious.
And also a Surrey reference if you want to go there as well.
Surrey.
So we posted a picture on our Twitter, showing like, look, this is actually a balloon, the big moon, right? How it's being deflated. And apparently it went viral because it looks like a testicle. So everyone is now retweeting it. There's some really funny pictures already. Somebody made added a second deflated moon.
I've been reading all of the retweets now. And someone's quoting it with some Spanish brand of bubble gum called Camel Balls.
And Melanie felt so bad. She's like, "Oh, did I miss?" I know it's fine. You cannot control what people are making out of it.
Yeah, no, Melanie did this completely.
She did serious coverage. She like, by the way, this is actually a balloon. It's being deflated. Look at that. And then everybody else took it in a different.
Now we know what happened to Ireland 2017's balloon.
Oh gosh.
I personally love the person who put the Candy Muse reference of the moon. Bitch, she died.
Oh
man.
So the Spanish Eurofans have some really good moments, to be fair. Like when they're good, they're really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
They have that will now replace the meme quality of the stream from yesterday's fiasco with Duncan Lawrence and his descending balls.
What?
We'll talk off chat, Gabe.
That was me. I was just talking about the light bulb thing that Duncan
Oh,
Lawrence had, and I just used the word balls, and I kept saying, his balls coming down, and it was just people just took it a different way. So, but that's not me. That's y'all. Your mind's nasty, not mine.
Oh, it's usually the chat who does it first.
That is true. Well, in this case, I think you all started laughing, so I didn't. I guess this is everybody.
By the way, there's
So-
a guy in chat who has proposed to me 4 times, and he's now said, "So it's decided Gabe is marrying me." I appear to have been married off in the course of this stream. So if I disappear or get kidnapped, you know who did it.
Can I
Yeah.
sing at the wedding?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll send
So-
you my contract.
So we are going to head out shortly, and just a final look. Since we didn't talk about it much, at the very end, we'll talk odds. How about that? Just to be fair. So that we didn't talk it all day. So Italy is currently now leading the betting odds, but almost tied basically with France, both at 20%. So we're talking like peanuts here. And Malta in third still, Iceland 4, Bulgaria 5, Switzerland 6. So they dropped a little bit more. Cyprus number 7, Ukraine number 8, Lithuania number 9, and Greece number 10. So, Roy would be a heart attack if that would have been true. So what do you guys think?
San Marino underrated. Firstly, I think San Marino. I mean, it might not win, but it certainly doesn't deserve to be as low as 14th.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing, Ukraine. I really, really enjoyed it. Like when I saw the rehearsal performance, which sort of changed my opinion a bit. I still think it's going to come somewhere between 10 and 20 because there's too many people who are going to not. It won't get not everyone is going to get it.
Mm-hmm. I was saying that I was slightly overruled in the chat, but yeah, I hear what you're saying. Especially, I'm still worried about the juries a whole lot on that one as well. So I mean, it is weird. When was the last time we didn't have Sweden in the top 10, at least in the betting odds? You know what I mean? You always see them at least swirling around somewhere there. So that is almost like not a good sign. That they're not even in the top 10. They have a 1% chance of winning, which, it's the lowest they've been in a very, very, very long time. Where's San Marino in 14th place? Okay.
But keep in mind, I mean, the odds have been changing this entire week. So,
Yep.
And at the same time, I mean, yes, the odds, the bookmakers generally make safe assumptions on who does well in the contest, but they're not always right. I mean, usually the winner, they usually at least are close on the winner, but just because, Cyprus is 7th in the betting odds doesn't mean it's going to be top 10 in the grand final if it qualifies. So
that's not how it works.
Let's not forget, Conchita was 40-1, 50-1 before the first semi-final. Like after the rehearsals, Conchita's odds were still really long, and it was at the live show when everyone suddenly went, "Hold on a minute," and
Yep, that could happen. Tim Selsing last year Sweden was out of the top 10. That is true, but I didn't count it because we didn't even make it to the rehearsal time. At rehearsal time, I would have expected Sweden to be easily in the top 10 again. But besides not counting 2020, it was a long time. I remember Duncan being like 3rd after rehearsals, and in the final was 50% chance. Odds change all the time. I don't remember him dropping, but that was probably because of his technical difficulties. People, again, they're very fickle when it comes to this whole thing. They take money out. It's just like the stock market, basically. Like there's one bad news about a certain company, and they all sell their stocks. And it's a similar kind of concept here, I guess. So often it's just very temporary. Sometimes it's not, but. So any organizer events today or tomorrow? So tomorrow is the day off. The press center is closed, so I will not be able, none of us will be able to come in here physically, but I will do like a cash live stream tomorrow just so we can hang out and chat. Nothing probably from my apartment or something like that. Or maybe, I have to do it because I don't have internet elsewhere. So I forgot that I'm not just somewhere in America where I can go anywhere. So yeah, we're going to do something tomorrow. Don't worry. So, any other thoughts on your end, Gabe, Connor?
Nope, it's just been a pleasure to be a part of the chaos this year.
Yes, we're gonna miss you a whole lot, Connor. And I genuinely mean it, not like in a sarcastic way for once. I know you still do a good job with the interviews with Black Mamba. and
But,
I'll
mhm.
maybe drop in every once in a while in the chat and just say hi. How about that?
Yeah, like I said, oh God, the days are running together. But I want to say yesterday or the day before, I will probably be watching especially since on Monday I'm just going to be hanging out at my parents' house. So I probably will be tuning into the chat here and there and just kind of listening to the stream. So
Okay.
I make appearances. I'll say hello and everything like that, just like what Sean was doing.
Yeah.
But on Tuesday and Thursday, I won't be on for the streams because obviously I'll be with my partner. But I'll
Yeah.
make an appearance on Monday, just for
All
y'all.
right. And as Hello World says, thank you for all your hard work. I'm echoing that. And Gabe, you better be back on Monday, right?
Yeah, I regret to inform everybody that you're going to be seeing more of me. I'm going to be around quite a lot for the next week.
Yeah, but we're not replacing Connor, but since Connor is leaving, we will have Sean with us a whole lot. Again, he would have been here today, but again, he called in sick. Now he asked, like he said, I could be here, and I'm like, no, it's fine. Don't worry. Take care of yourself. So,
And I want to make it very clear because Gabe freaked out when I used the word leaving. I am not leaving ESC United. I just will not be doing press next week because I'm going on vacation.
yes.
So don't think that I'm leaving the
Breaking news.
I'm not
Connor's
leaving the
out.
news site. I am just not going to be around for the live streams or press or anything. I will be enjoying for the first time since September some much needed time off. So, and forcing and spamming both my sister and my partner to watch Eurovision and become Eurovision stands. So,
Oh yeah, keep
I need
working on
time
that.
to convert people to Eurovision.
That's his mission in life. I think that's all of our mission in life, I think. Okay, so then, yeah, as said, tomorrow there will be no press center. So there will be no rehearsals whatsoever in the evening. There will be the turquoise carpet. And before people ask me if I'm going, probably not. Maybe I'll swing by and check it out because it's not that far, I guess. Where is it actually? Where is it?
It's at Rotterdam Port, I think.
Rotterdam Port? The port. Okay, yeah, I may swing by and just check it out, but I'm not going to do in-depth coverage because all we can do is take pictures, and there will be a live stream. So it's not like you really need me to do that because we can, it's. I never liked it anyway. We talked about it yesterday. I don't like doing interviews on the red carpet. It's always just rush and go, and they're like, "Who are you? How important are you?" Judging me, and it's like, ugh. And I'm like, So I'd rather not do that. And that's why we had Connor doing it. So, but we'll be back Monday afternoon first for the first dress rehearsal. So the first dress rehearsal will be at
Early.
It's 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. But we'll be live probably like 30 minutes before, so we can have a chat and just talk about expectations. And then Gabe will join us in the evening for the jury show. And then 50% of the votes will be decided. It's kind of weird to think it that way, huh?
It's
Yep,
slightly terrifying.
It is slightly terrifying because sometimes people don't. It's better now, but in the beginning, some people forgot or they were not aware or they didn't care that the juries. Like that was one of the reasons Blue really flopped with the juries because they didn't work as hard in that rehearsal, and the juries really badly penalized them for that. Same for Russia, actually, but that was 10 years ago, so things are a little bit different now. So that's what's going to happen. Did I miss anything else? I think we're good, right?
I think it's it.
That's it. All right. Thanks again, everyone, for watching and supporting us. And we'll be back soon. Definitely tomorrow. We'll casual chat. Until then, talk to y'all later.